It's all fun and games until this fucking keyboard won't get off my docks.
Get off my dick, keyboard.
Yeah, stop
Get off
stepping on
my
dicks.
docks?
Stepping
I'm
Quit
using-
stepping on docks?
I'm using Google Docs, and every time I type something, it just makes it so that it'll never go
Not
away.
Doc Martin. Did you think Doc Martin? I'm confused. What did you think? What docs? Okay. Either way.
I see what you
right.
did there because it's stepping and Doc Martens are shoes.
Shoot boot!
I have levels and layers.
And several shoes on different feet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
Yep, let's roll.
All right. Yeah, we actually haven't started yet.
Shit.
I hate when it because we always do it. We do the all right. Like we always say all right. Okay. I'm gonna say it without saying all right.
All right. It's the worst, isn't it?
I know. No, I was
You're
waiting
like,
for it. As soon as you started giggling, I was like, no, I'm not letting that.
Fucker.
I'm not letting him do it.
Honk, honk. Honk, honk.
Welcome to episode 331 of the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, a podcast by crew for a crew, relentlessly mocked by crew. And yeah, let's just get into it. I am Big Joey. I am one of the hosts. I am joined by Big Keith
Howdy.
and Big Dan.
Howdy.
He only said one howdy.
That's good.
Yep.
At least he only stole part of my tagline.
I'm so itchy.
That's all I got in me.
It's just one howdy at a time.
Yep. I don't even have a full yeehaw anymore. It's just a yeet.
Yeet.
I'll take a yee over a yeet.
You
Friend
would.
that uses
You
yeet often.
would.
I did
kinda
threaten
use
to
it.
yeet
I had to
a
Google it.
coworker's laptop earlier today, so
Ooh.
I threaten to yeet my coworkers sometimes.
I occasionally do that.
Yeah. Oh, I think I like to tell them I'll throw them at the sun. It's like I'm gonna throw you at the sun if you don't stop.
Don't be mean to your kid.
They're not my kid, my coworkers.
I know. No,
They're still kids.
You're throwing your coworkers at your child. That was the bad dad joke.
Aha!
At the sun, S-O-N.
You're not my son.
I know, but connect the dots, and I don't know.
Do you guys
Why is
ever?
it not your son? Is it not good enough for you?
Do you guys ever
Our
use
son.
like
Canada has their own son,
really
probably.
targeted threats like that? No. So one
Don't say that again.
like
was
really
that?
targeted specific threats that make people like nervous. Because I used to
Oh, like to get descriptive of how you will do harm.
yeah.
To them.
Like I threatened to throw somebody through salt covered glass once. My one coworker said something.
Salt-covered
He
glass,
just
that
has
would
this
hurt.
thing where like he tries to like be funny, and it wasn't working. So I picked up an old Newfie line and I threatened. I said I'm going to fold your clothes while you're still in them.
That's awesome. I have one that I can't take credit for.
Yeah.
It's not really an analogy. It was more just a statement of fact. A buddy of mine who is taller than me, a little bit wider at the shoulders, also lifts. He's a what do they call him? A safety inspector for construction sites. And he came by one day. Guy didn't have his gear on. He wasn't tethered like he was supposed to be because they were working up on like the sixth floor. They're building a hospital. And he was like, "Hey, need to be tethered and need to have your hat on." And the guy said something non-committal, and he did the rounds again, came back, and he was just like, "Hey, you need to be tethered and have your hat on." And the guy said something like, "Can you actually help instead of doing something can you actually do something useful and help us instead of just, talking?" And my friend just looked at him and went, "How much you weigh? 185 pounds with all your gear?" And he just, yeah. And he's like, "Okay, well, I am fully willing and able to chuck your ass off of the scaffolding right now if you don't put your fucking gear on."
That's good stuff. Yeah, my job's got a little too PC. I wouldn't say a little too PC. It's just kind of caught up with probably the times, and I'm still think it's in my mind. I was like, well, 10 years ago I could get away with saying this, and I can't get away with saying this anymore with my current coworkers and just the current climate in any professional setting, really. So it's like, all right, I had to kind of relearn how to be a functioning employee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you guys drinking?
I'm rocking the Fruity Pebble again. It's still okay. someone had described it in Discord as just drinking like eating Fruity Pebbles with milk, like poverty level, and it's kind of
with
like that.
water.
And yeah, like oh yeah, I misspoke. Yes. Which I think I only had to do once as a kid, like not Fruity Pebbles, but just like any cereal, maybe once, well, maybe a handful of times. But it was just like more out of stubbornness to not make something else because I really wanted cereal, and I was just like, I'll just do, Rice Krispies and fucking water. I guess that'll be okay for today.
Oh,
But yeah,
just
I don't
plain
know.
Rice Krispies? No, just with water.
I'm
Oof.
it's the first thing that came to a memory. I know that I've eaten cereal with just water before, but I couldn't tell
Oh,
you. I mean, I was just like would have been
I
like
mean, I know that I
95
did
or
it.
something.
I know I did it at least several times a year when I was growing up, just because we'd run out of milk or something.
Yep.
And that scene in the first Friday movie
Oh
actually
yeah,
really spoke to
fucking
me. Where
Craig. He's so
he's like
mad.
"Where's all the milk?" And he goes to throw away the cereal because
Put some goddamn
his
water in it.
mom's just
That's
like,
like
use water, it won't hurt none. It's like I'm just sitting there like, no, no, it will hurt, it will
Yeah.
hurt some.
I
Did you
don't even know.
guys
I
did
don't
you
think I've
guys
watched
know
Friday
that
in 20 years.
Rice Krispies were actually invented to encourage masturbation?
I mean, I don't know where to go with that, but
I get
I don't.
that, I get that. I see
Who
what you
gets
did
that
there.
reference yet?
You're a lying son of a bitch, but I get
Oh yeah, I made that all up.
it. uh, oh, and I'm drinking New Belgium Honey Orange Triple. Never had it before. My wife picked it up at the store on her way home today, and it's not bad. It's all right.
What is it, like an
Nice.
IPA or something? That sounds like an IPA for sure.
No, it's a triple, so that's
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
a trip. It's like where it's spelled like TRIPEL. So it's a type that in and of itself, I believe, is
Oh,
a
a
type of beer.
triple.
Tripel,
Yeah.
yeah, triple Belgian or
Belgian,
whatever.
as Big David Hunter says. Trip
Yeah,
Hell.
Tripel.
He would know.
Oh, yeah.
I got a Miller Lite, and then I'm probably gonna drink that water I got in there. I got me some cream soda sparkling water.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's delicious.
I'm uh I'm wearing something a little. I don't think I ever thought I'd wear this one, but I'm rocking the Silly Goose Barbell Club.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it's here. But I did try on the Dark Side of the Moon one, and that in Comfort Colors. I don't know if it's just because it's getting a little cooler out, but that it just felt so good when I tried it on. I was like, "Ooh, this is perfect." So I'm kind of excited to have just a slightly bigger Dark Side of the Moon one.
Yeah, I got a new Dark Side one recently because I got them when they first came out.
Hmm.
I got it in a 2X
Mhm.
back when I still was lying to myself and thinking that I could fit into 2Xs. Um, and I don't know what happened to it. It's either lost somewhere in my house, like behind the dryer somewhere. I have no memory of losing it, or like, but I don't have it. And I spent like a year, cleaned out all my drawers, and was like, I don't have this shirt anymore.
Oh, that
So,
sucks.
my wife just bought me a new one,
Oh, dope.
like a month ago in a 3X. And I feel like every time I put it on, I'm like, this is more comfortable than the old one.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely
Yeah.
would be. That new blank, those comfort color blanks always already fit like 10% bigger anyway, so that'd be
Oh yeah.
nice and roomy.
And I got
Yeah.
this. I got this guy on. Yeah, buddy.
Buddy light.
Courtesy of
Nice.
Scants.
That is a good one.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah.
we had a little bit of an active week this week on the crew side. Well, by crew I mean Tommy. Tommy was on the Do You Even Lift Bro podcast. It's a home gym
Oh,
podcast put on by one of the fellow crew, Kyle Kaizen, and our good buddy, Nice Like Mike. So they've been doing that for a while now together. So there was just literally the three of them just shooting the shit about home gyms for about 90 minutes or so. And, Tommy didn't completely take it over like Tanner did last year, but Tommy was very interactive. He definitely shined and, it was right in his wheelhouse. Literally, most of the episode was talking about his home gym and his experience with home gyms. And just thought that was pretty cool. Got a little insider trading on, some of the Massonomics. There was some stuff. I can't remember what it was now. There was something that Tommy had mentioned that was kind of like not released on their podcast. It might come to me later on because fuck, what the hell was it? Well, I don't remember, but that was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. It was definitely extra, Massonomics content for the week that, if you haven't listened to it yet, check it out.
I should check that out. I've listened to that podcast inconsistently,
Mhm.
but I've enjoyed it when I've listened. And I think, does Mike live in Arizona? I think he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's mentioned a few times. So always, down to
I'm actually
support
curious
someone
where
from
he is.
Arizona.
I'm curious where he is from, where you guys are at. I'm curious. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I'm sure he said like what city he's in, but I think he might actually keep that ambiguous too because he's a little more private than some people. Can't recall,
Mm.
but definitely check it out, crew.
Yeah.
And then more YouTube content. They had the ATX pendulum squat video that came out today. The 20-minute review on that. Kind of deep dived it and got to hear Hogan. A little bit more about Hogan and Nicole bringing it out, and having some crew help putting it together and showing off all the stickers and the essentially everything that Hogan and Nicole put on it, which was really cool. I still haven't seen. I've yet to see the whole story. Like I need someone to actually post that picture in Discord, or I gotta find it on the original post maybe. But like Hogan like actually like typed up a whole thing, and I think it's like somehow embedded. I don't really know. I didn't. I was in all honesty that I consumed the YouTube video. It was kind of like in a very small portion of the screen on my GPS as I was driving, so I didn't really get to watch too much of it. So it was mostly audible, but still good content nonetheless. And yeah, that was. Let's see. Joey didn't have anything this week for good. I guess I got all.
I just didn't add it. I could talk.
Yeah. If you got something, because I could definitely want to touch on the other two, but I don't want to talk for 20 minutes straight.
So Morgan's laughing at me today. She essentially said, "I think we need a PO box for all of this stuff that you keep getting."
I got like 5 letters on my shelf. I got to open up.
I actually have very likely first round access to Mad Cow's shiny stickers.
Oh yeah, I got those. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
I think one was a sticker and the other one was like a thank you. It was like a little printout, like a little that one. That was funny.
Yeah. Because when he had first posted it, he was like, "Which one should I go with?" And I just kind of DM'd him and I was like, "Sounds like you should just send them to me and I'll help you decide." Joe sent me his too. I got those today. From the Greater Southern Puget Sound. Is it Puget or Puget? Puget training facility and storage center. I do have to say, I love the quality of this sticker. That is it's a
handy unit.
Yeah, it's a handy unit. Also got the second round of Barefoot gifts. I have a nice flannel shirt from them.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I got my other shirt earlier this week, the Flat Foot Society or Flat Shoe Society.
That is funny because he wears a flannel. I think every time I've met him, he's been in a flannel, like literally.
Ooh, Chris? Or
no,
Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan
Shelby's
or Blake?
Husband.
Ryan.
Shelby's husband. Yeah. I was brain farting there. No, he's always in a. Maybe it's the most recent time, but I swear he's always in a red checkered flannel. I think, but maybe it's just.
They released that Flat Shoe Society shirt, and I couldn't order it. And so I ended up messaging Blake and I'm like, why can't I order this? Like, it does not appear on the website. It's because I'm in Canada and their manufacturer doesn't ship to Canada. So he was like, I'm just going to send you one. And then they just put together a whole kit. So I'm getting a flannel. I got the flannel and that. What else? Big shout out to Big Colton for making me laugh like an idiot. After Tuesday morning, I wake up and the first thing I do is, of course, check my phone. And it's just a video of him going, I can't do it, trying to touch his shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
He offered no context. But because I knew it was in the episode, I laughed so hard. Because it just like, if you opened it and you were like, what is he talking about? It pretty much forced you to go and listen to our episode to find out. So it was really good. It made me laugh out loud. And those are mine from this week.
We'll say that I was, can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. You're coming in loud and clear there, Big Dan.
I put one of the headphones in the case, just like we were talking about.
Oh, gotta charge them up.
Yep. I was standing in my kitchen this morning. I was listening to the Big Buzz episode, and I was
nice.
I think it was that episode. Yeah, and I was trying to touch my shoulder, and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" Like, I was like, I used to be able to do this. I'm sure I could, but you can see it right now. I can't freaking do it.
Yeah, it can't be done. Like,
it's a good stretch.
Yeah.
Maybe if I just relax.
And the ones behind the back, I used to be able to lock my hands, and I can't do that anymore.
I can still touch my fingertips.
Yeah, I can tickle, but I can't.
Yeah,
I used to be able to lock.
So I've got the probably the most expensive upgrade to the no wine cellar in the last shop. Honestly, probably the single most expensive item. We the wife has been it's been something she's wanted down in the basement for about a decade now, and we finally pulled the trigger and brought in a company to help put us in. So we are officially going to have a little half bathroom down there.
Very good. Very
Kind
good.
of
Nice.
kind of near the one laundry so we ended up putting a whole new sink in. So we got rid of the big double basin sink and made that a little a half size one. So that gave us a little space. We'll put like a shelf or something, and then just it was hard too because we have like there's not really the perfect spot for it. So we have a big like the big like your actual plumbing stack is where it is, and then but like the piping was good underneath that we could kind of tie into it fairly easily without having to tear up the whole floor. They only had to tear up like a 3 foot by like 2 foot section kind of. Um, and the toilet's just going to be a little, just a single toilet, and we're going to build a room around it. And then when you'd come out of the room and just go over to the utility sink off, like 6 feet away and wash your hands. So that's just going to be a great thing because, when we have like 10, 15 people over, my wife doesn't want, I don't like it either. We don't want 20 people walking with their shoes up and down our house, like through our living room because there's
Yeah, that was
like,
crazy uncomfortable.
yeah, it's like, oh, this is just because it's like you go from being like, because usually if people come over and they don't use the bathroom, they don't even like know what my house looks like because it's just you go from the side porch directly down the stairs and into the gym. There's no like mud room or anything. It's just you walk right through the kitchen for like half of a second and you're into the gym. So there are people that I've known here for years that have legitimately never been inside of anything other than like my basement because they've never had to go. They've never pissed here. Like they've just they'll come over, they'll work out for 90 minutes, go home, and have never once asked to use my bathroom. Like can like picture 3 or 4 people that have legitimately never used my bathroom, and it's kind of funny. But yeah, just the more privacy for the upstairs and just not having not strangers to me, but potentially strangers to and the cats too. They don't need to be startled with people coming upstairs all the time. So that was exciting. Step one, it will be done in a couple days of having the toilet actually in and everything. And now we got to figure out if we have enough money left in the budget to hire a contractor to do the framing around the wall, just because it's going to be such a pain in the ass because the way my ceiling is with a bunch of other pipes, and I want it to be as soundproof as possible, or if we're going to kind of go at it ourselves. But either way, definitely need a good bathroom. For my next topic is good Mexican food. I eat a fair amount of Chipotle at the house and stuff. There's one right down the road we'll go to periodically, get it delivered, and you know, to me that's Mexican food, more or less. But I've gone to a couple like authentic restaurants in my life, and it's like it's just different. It's not what you're used to. It is authentic and it's what it's supposed to be, but it's just not what you're used to. So it's kind of But there was a place that I think it's been open maybe for a year now. It's about a mile here, so it's essentially a mom and pop Chipotle ish, but like it's so damn good. Like I got a quesadilla tonight and a little taco, and it was just like at first I was disappointed because like it came out with like this little smallest drizzle of sour cream, and I'm like, don't need it. It's fucking amazing. Like the guac was amazing. The all the sauces were good. They had like a Chipotle sauce. They had like 4 bottles lined out of like this is just cream, and then it goes to like jalapeno and like super super hot whatever. And I was like, all right, but I only touched the first one, but it was just cool to find something that's more authentic. It's family owned. I literally as I was leaving, I shook the guy's hand who was like the owner because he was just asking how it was, and I was like, I'll probably never go to Chipotle again. And it was fucking just it was cool to find something like that in my like literally a mile from my house.
Those are the best places. I mean,
Yeah, I'm excited.
and I come from a place of privilege here because I'm born and raised in the Southwest, and the Mexican food here is just it's everywhere, and it's all good because it can't be not good. If it's not good, they don't stay in business.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I gotta say, you mentioned sour cream. Can I ask, have you ever tried Oaxacan sour cream?
Not familiar.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if they'd have it there, but I get it from the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, Oaxacan is the word is phonetically, it's basically spelled Occidental, um, but it's pronounced Oaxacan. And it has a slight yellow tinge to it. It tastes like if butter and sour cream had a baby.
Oh, I don't think Macro Effect would like that baby.
Oh, it's so bad. It's like a buttery sour cream. I gotta say, it is
interesting. I don't know. Those are two condiments. I didn't think I would mix those two condiments. I'm trying to like
so damn good.
Process
Usually you
the
can
flavor.
find it. Yeah, you can find it near the authentic Mexican sour cream. If your grocery store has that section, it's got an orange lid most of the time. So
yeah, I think I think mine has Daisy. That's about it.
Well,
Last week's last week's
Macrofactor episode. Yep.
yeah. That was a couple weeks ago. It was close. This was the
Mathematics machinations.
Big Dan. Did you get to listen to this week's episode about the $100,000 gym and their very clickbaity whatnot there?
Yes, I did. I think I
What'd you think of that?
subjected my middle child, my son, my 13-year-old son, to part of that episode in the
Oh,
car,
dope.
and I I was just like, "Isn't that interesting?" You hear him talking, you hear how he's explaining how to get $100,000 of gym equipment for free, and then I was like, "See, because he just got a bunch of people to be members to this gym," and my son's just like, "But that's not free." And I was like, no, you see, it is. You
Yeah.
see? I was just trolling him the whole
Yeah.
time with it.
As long as you don't draw a salary for a decade of any capacity, yeah.
The gym
Right, but
is the salary. I tried to say
Yes.
that during, like, I was talking to myself during the record or during listening to the episode, and Tanner was like, I don't really pay myself, and I was like, but you got a cool gym out of it.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true. But
what
yeah.
if
But no,
the payment?
I did get a chance.
What if
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What if the real payment was the friends that Tanner made
Mhm.
along the way?
Ah,
The
yes.
friend it sounds the way he was ranting, it sounds more like the friends he lost along the way.
Well, it sounds. Let's be honest.
Which-
It sounds like the random strangers that he
Yeah,
no
no, it was
longer
more of a joke.
affiliates
Yeah.
with.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
What's
No,
your
I did get a chance to listen to that. It was entertaining. Yeah,
Right.
good stuff. I like hearing about like how they got started, and they started small, and then they have all this, and I don't know. I like it's one of those things that like when my my mom and my wife and my kids and I were all in the van, and we were driving, and somehow it came up. My mom was like, "Okay, so what is Massonomics?" And my wife just goes, "It's a cult. He's in a cult."
Hey, wait, yeah. Damn it. That's what Morgan would say.
Yeah, he's in a cult, and she just laid it out and explained it the whole way. She's like, he contributes to a thing, $3 a month. It's not that much, so I don't care, but he contributes to a thing, and it goes to pay for some gym in South Dakota. And I was just like, I mean, you're not 100% wrong. But then I explained, yeah, but it's like a really nice cult where the people don't get rich off of it. We just have fun in the cult.
Yeah.
So
what's
push
your
come to
rating?
shove. Yep, what was the rating?
5 out of 5, totally a cult.
Fair.
I'm mixing up the I was on this week's pre-show grease.
Or we be careful with pre-show though. We can talk about the pre-show. We can talk up the pre-show, but we don't disclose
Yeah.
what
No,
the
I was
pre-show
about to say like, oh, dude,
them the rules.
I was thinking of this week.
That's what's hard, isn't it? When
yeah.
you fuck it, it's like because then it's like it's time is like is a flat circle or not? Because I'm fucking trying to talk about what was 10 days ago when I just consumed something 2 days ago, and it's like this is going to come out in 5 days. I'm so fucking confused.
Yeah, I think that's part of why I leave right after the pre-show. Is just because then it's like there's too much in my head, and then I don't have something to listen to on the way to work next Monday. Yeah, you said pretty much everything I wanted to say. I do love when Tanner gets a bee in his bonnet every once in a while. That's always really fun because it doesn't happen very often, and usually you have to meet him in person to hear those stories. So I'm going to give that 5 out of 5 military discounts.
I made a good meme about that. That was funny. That made me chuckle. Yeah, I don't have notes in front of me, but I do remember once it came to me. Tanner kind of going off was my favorite, and like it was all justified too. And like as someone that doesn't have a public gym but has a gym people come over to, some of what he was saying was like, yeah, some people just don't they don't want to put their equipment away. They don't want to fucking take care of anything. Having random people just sneak in and shit and letting your buddies in, that just irks the fuck out of me. He is 1,000,000% justified, and especially when they were saying like I know why he wants to keep members to like 60, 70 members because, it gets exponentially more of a pain in the ass the more people you have because, there's always that, what is it? There's probably always 5% of everyone in the room is going to be an asshole and fuck you over in one capacity or another. So, keeping those numbers down is great. I wish I had more things that just come into mind, but
Was this the
I
episode?
did write some down. What did I
Was
jot
this
down?
the episode with the we turned out fine, except for all those people that didn't?
Mhm.
Or was that the last week?
I think I'm
Because
drawing a blank.
that is a really
I think it
fun.
was this week, maybe.
That made me laugh really hard because it's a full on evolution of we used to be a proper country. And of course, everybody always says we turned out fine.
Except for all those people who died.
Except for all those people that didn't. And I think that's a really fun story. One day, as we were talking about my child's diagnosis with ADHD, and I said something on the lines of like, I'm going to go and get diagnosed because like if he's got it, I'm seeing a lot of what he's doing in me. And my mom was like, well, I raised you and you turned out fine. And me and my brother looked at each other and started like giggling. And she's like, what? There's nothing wrong with you. I was like, I know, but like, there is. Right?
Do you ever listen to a stand-up comedian named Patton Oswalt?
I know of him, but I don't usually seek out his stuff.
He has a bit from like 20 years ago where his same conversation he has with his mom, and because he's talking about laying having his daughter sleep on her back, and because that's what the text is saying to do, and his mom's like, you and your brother slept face down every night, you turned out just fine. And he's just like, I didn't turn out just fine. I get up on stage and tell strangers about my dick. I am not fine.
That's what I was like.
I do that every week here, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. But yeah, it's just
You're not fine, Keith. You're not fine.
Yeah.
I try.
And you turned out fine. I turned out fine. What is it? What is the other one? I was spanked as a kid and I turned out fine. And I'm like, yeah, and you're standing in front of me telling me to hit my child. Don't think you turned out fine, my friend. Like, I don't think that is how you think it goes. Anyway.
But yeah, enjoyed the episode overall. Always good to hear like just backstory stuff, and you've heard bits and pieces of the story over the years, but actually just having like a full breakdown of like this is what I have to deal with on a daily basis kind of thing was very enjoyable to hear. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 5 out of 5 Massonomics. It's only $38 a month, you cocksucker.
And there's one other one that I really liked. What other podcast would you listen to where it's just Tanner and Tommy naming the original 12 people? You don't know who they are. You've never met them. And that went on for like a long time.
I've met
like
six. I think I've met 6 or 7 of them.
Like, but you were just like, well, I want to know who they were. But it's just them going there was Dave and there was Shane and I'm like, I don't know any of these people. Why do I care? But I did because I kept listening.
Stubby little Mo with the gimpy.
I'm so glad we've shifted. I'm so glad that whatever the over under they talked about for having guests on last year, like for this year, like I'm so glad it's going to be the under, because like if they have more than 10 guests, that's going to be too many in my opinion. And I'm really enjoying. Like I don't think they're going to have 6 guests, and that's even fine by me because they're not. These are so much better episodes. There's so much. I think, I don't know, I'm speaking just for myself, but I don't want to, like, I can regularly listen to them just shoot the shit about nothing for 2 fucking hours.
Yeah.
A guest just ruins that. And then it makes that, you only get a half hour of it, maybe an hour total. And it's like, but you're stealing half of the podcast that I actually enjoy. So I don't know. You guys are doing it right nowadays, and you haven't run out of shit to talk about. So keep it up, boys.
The thing about guests is I've never heard of any of them. And it's kind of like a burden is now I have to know about this person. It's just, I've met some great people like over Instagram and stuff, right? Like they've had guests on and I go and seek them out, or I'm like, hey, I liked your episode. Like I've met some nice people, but at the same time, it's like, if I don't have to do that anymore, great. Like that sounds good to me. The burden of knowledge, because then they turn out to be some piece of shit a year later. And then you're like, great. Now I got to unfollow you because you suck.
I mute a lot of people. I only unfollow really douchey people. Well, I mean, I guess people I know. I'm saying there's a lot of people I know that I fucking mute.
Yeah,
I will say with the guests, it's like the guests are what kind of brought me in.
Of course.
Massonomics. So
Same.
I love when the guests are there. even if it's somebody I know, super fun. I always get super excited. Like recently when they had Alex Bromley on, I was just like, oh, I've been following this dude for years. Like I've got his books, like I run his programs, like hell yeah. I got so excited about that. And but then also sometimes when it's somebody I don't know, it's like I find out about them and I'm like, man, this person's cool. But
Yeah.
there's always the gamble of like, they end up being up. Somebody mentioned Steffi Cohen.
I wonder if my
Yeah.
opinion shifted on this too, just because we do this every week and we talk to someone every week, and I only have so much room left for new people. Like even in even like just someone that Massonomics brings to my attention, I was like I don't know, like I've really been like they're my escape from interviews. Like I don't know, like I
You're
love what
really
we do
making me
here.
feel
This is
wanted
no
here,
no
I
Keith.
know.
You're
Did you
really
see me
making
shake
me
my
feel
head and
I
close
wanted.
my
literally
eyes? I'm
love what
like,
we do
come
here, but
on.
like it's enough work to keep our interviews going. And we don't need two podcasts that are both about interviews, you know.
Yeah,
That's our
maybe we'll
thing.
just say, hey guys,
We do interviews now.
leave the guest to us.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
just
we
start
should
pulling
probably
them all
like,
of you guys. It'd be fine.
yeah, we should
Yeah.
probably like get
Move
going.
on.
Yeah.
Yep. Big Dan, you got a Massonomics sponsor read for us you want to hit the listeners with, bud?
Oh yeah, sure. Here, let me check my notes. I gotta
Good deal.
pull
No
it up real
worries.
quick 'cause I wrote it
Are you
down.
sure you're not Midwest? Oh yeah, sure.
I think
No, I
I
just
had a little.
it's a thing since I was a kid. In my family we always just switch back and forth between random accents. No, I'm Southwest all the way, but we don't really have an accent,
Yep.
so we're just very neutral. All right, all right. Are you ready?
Let's hit her.
I was born ready.
All right. In the 19th century, physicists theorized that light was able to move from planet to planet because of a space-filling substance known as the ether. In the late 1800s, the Michelson-Morley experiment attempted to measure the drag force caused by the ether. Inadvertently, this led to Albert Einstein developing the theory of special relativity, settling once and for all that the ether was as non-existent as your friend's 405 bench in high school. Don't be on the wrong side of history. Join the Massonomics crew today.
Science lesson and ad read.
Yeah, bit of a non sequitur, but
There's a lot of build up for that one line. That was good. That was good. Should we get our guest on the horn?
Let's do it.
All right. Big Dan, is that you?
It is. It is me. I am here.
Welcome. You are unpaid and on the Unpaid and Underrated podcast.
You don't know the half of it.
Oh, we're gonna dive right in though. Don't want to miss any gold. What brought you to Massonomics?
Oh man. Okay, so I've actually here's the problem. I don't quite remember which happened first. So I know about the timeline. I believe it would have had to have been in 2020. But I went back. I've gone back and looked several times, but I forget exact dates. I either saw them on Mark Ripato's podcast at some point, or I saw the first Alan Thrall episode first. I'm not sure which happened first. I think those are right around. I think I looked, and those are like within 2 months of each other. So that was it was one of those two events, and I remember I think I started listening to a Rippetoe podcast, which it was a very brief window that I actually listened to Rippetoe's podcast, and
I think
they happened to be
I've
on
listened
it.
to a
And I
couple,
remember
yeah.
thinking, man, these guys sound kind of dull because they just weren't. There was no energy there. And then I think I saw that first, and then I saw that Alan Thrall was on, and I've been following Alan Thrall for a while, so I I listened to that and I was just like, man, these guys are awesome. Like I didn't skip ahead to the guest. I was just like listening to them talk. Well, basically while I was in the gym, while I was lifting, and I was just like, I was like, these guys are great. Like this is a hoot. I love it. Um, and yeah, just basically been ever since. So like 2020 brought me, I think, early 2020 or maybe late 2019. I have to go back and look, but kind of around that. So 5-6 years I've been listening regularly every week.
But didn't join crew for quite some time.
Yeah, I believe I'm coming up on my 2 year anniversary in
Very good.
January or February of this year or of this coming year. And that is because of Big Toby. Um, so I went to a strongman competition in Phoenix. Well, technically, I think it's in like North Scottsdale, but whatever. There was a strongman competition called the Unbroken Strength Games, and I showed up, and I was there with my buddy Pete, who competes masters, and he walked up to this guy, this tall guy with piercing blue eyes,
Yep.
um, and
I think I
first
know
thing
who
I
you're
noticed about
talking
him
about.
was his beautiful blue eyes, and the second thing I noticed was he was wearing a lift hat. Um, and Pete,
His
my buddy
favorite.
Pete, walks up to him, says hi to him because they know each other, and I go, oh hi, I'm Dan, how you doing? And then I just kind of go, hey, nice hat, but you're not supposed to buy those. And
That's
so we ended up sitting next to each other during the competition,
Did he
and
chuckle when
just
you said that? I'm assuming like he
he
immediately
well
got
actually
it.
he
Did he
lit
get?
up and he was just like, wait a
That's
second.
awesome.
He was like,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, you listen? And I was
That's the
just like,
part I want to
oh
hear
dude,
about.
I've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
listening for years. Like I've been because
That makes me happy.
this is like exactly 3 years ago, I think now. Um, but yeah, I've been listening for years. Like I love that. I love Massonomics. We're trading jokes back and forth during the strongman competition. And just kind of hanging out. And it started that day where he was just like, why, are you crew? And I was like, no, I'm not. And he's like, why? He's like, how have you been listening for like 2 to 3 years and you're not crew? I was
Yeah.
like, I don't
Exactly.
know, man. Like, I just don't. I just don't. I'm very non-committal. Like, I already bought into one cult. Okay, that was a bad experience. So like, I can't buy into another one. But then it took him a few months, and we exchanged numbers and everything. Turns out he lives like I think less than 2 miles from me.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
really cool.
Here in Gilbert. So he's just right down the road. And we've hung out, we've lifted together. He's been to my gym, I've been to his, and he finally basically just bullied me into joining crew.
Good. I'm
And it
disappointed
took
it
him
took
a
him as
few
long as
months
it
because
did, but it's good
yeah,
stuff. That is good that he
took him
finally
from
got you.
August to like January, and I remember I was sitting in the barber shop, and my son was getting a haircut, and I was just sitting playing on my phone. I was just like, you know what? Like, damn it, I really should just join crew.
I'm
So
picturing, the Simpsons scene. As Ryan said earlier, if it's not Simpsons, it is, even if it isn't.
mhm.
Homer going to clown school. Everybody's just sitting there eating dinner quietly, and he goes, "That's it. You've held me back long enough. I'm going to clown school." That's just you in the chair on your phone. That's it. I'm joining crew, and everybody's like, "What?"
Hmm.
I don't think any of us expected him to say that. Yeah, I
I
know, but it's been great. I'm not. I'm mildly. I like to say I'm mildly active.
Mhm.
I think I message more crew on Instagram than I do on Discord. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
it's wild to like interact. Like some people are exclusively want to talk on Discord, and I'm like, I don't ever hardly see my Discord messages. Like they don't pop up half the time unless I'm like on the website. I feel like or on the computer, like where the app doesn't show me if we're not friends. So yeah, I definitely default to talk to me on Instagram, please,
yeah.
or in a channel, but not like a Discord DM. Those are always confusing at times
Hmm.
if you're not already friends. But yeah, no, that is a good story. But just so all the listeners know who they're talking to, Big Dan, because there are a handful of Dans, I believe, in the Discord. And go ahead and hit us with your IG and your Discord username and anywhere you want someone to follow you.
Oh yeah. So on Discord, I believe in the Discord, I'm Big Dan Mercer. And then on IG, I believe it's Dan underscore balderdash underscore Mercer.
Mhm.
Um, it's not my name, but whatever. Like Mercer's
Mercer's
not
not
my
your name.
name.
Oh,
It's
well,
not. Toby was, and it's actually funny because Toby did not know that that was not my name
I did not know
for
that.
like
Oh, did I? What did I put in? What did I put in
we
that
were friends
document?
for like a year, and he didn't know that was not my name.
I learned it right now when you logged into Zoom.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
definitely like submitted you as Dan Mercer on the app, and
no, totally fine. And if
that
you
is
could
funny.
like not put my real last name
Yeah,
in
no, that's
text anywhere, that'd
oh.
be great.
Mhm. That can be
Yeah,
arranged.
we just won't pull any videos from this because I see it on your Zoom right now. But yeah,
Well,
we
I
won't
mean,
talk about that.
if it's on the video,
No,
I just mean like in the description or anything, because
yeah, no, yeah,
it's mainly so that I can have a public social media, but
No, it's smart.
it's my level of protection to make sure my students can't find me.
Yep.
No, and that's fine. We tend not to use full government names
Yeah.
on the social medias here anyway, unless you're Keith
Yeah.
or me.
I want people to find me, but yeah.
Yeah, but we do that on purpose. We don't like go out of our
Yes,
way to be like,
correct.
this person's real name is this. We'll just tag your Instagram.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I think we covered where do you live.
But where are you from?
Well, I'm from Arizona.
Okay, so
Born and raised. I am from Mesa, Arizona, which is a particular type of Arizonan. If you're from Mesa,
Why do I feel like I know that?
it wasn't
so
in
probably because
the Breaking Bad, wasn't that? No, that was Mesa Verde. That was just a
that's New
company
Mexico.
name. Yeah, very not
but
accurate.
Mesa, one thing is I never felt more seen on like a national level than I think it was American Dad. The show American Dad had they had two lines in a brief conversation, but every person from Mesa literally just freaked out at it because Roger the alien is saying, oh yeah, I was roommates with this person when I was living in Phoenix, and they go, actually, we weren't in Phoenix, we were in Mesa, but if you say Mesa, nobody knows what that is, so you got to say Phoenix. and I was just sitting there going, oh my god,
they're talking about me. I'm famous.
Like, I'm from a city with like 1 million people in it, but nobody knows what the fuck it is.
Yeah, never heard of it.
Yeah, it's in the Phoenix metro area. It's all connected, but it's really weird how I don't know. I don't need to get into demographics, but it's interesting how like I only live 5 miles from some of the areas that I grew up in, but like my buddy will occasionally message me and he's like, "Hey, I drove past that rundown motel you used to live in for a little bit," and I'm just like, "Yeah, now I'm living in a nice house in Gilbert, which is." Just literally like it's less than 5 miles away, and I'm just like, yeah, it's nice here.
Good stuff. So you know, it sounds like you've been around for a long time, even if you're only more recently joining. So you've had your eye on a lot of different merch over the years. You're friends with a lot of us on the gram. So what's that one thing you've seen, or you just haven't been able to get your hands on?
Oh man, see, I was thinking about this. I don't know if there's like one that kind of passed me by. Actually, okay, I'll say there was one. Okay, I thought it just popped into my head. The PBR themed powerlifting shirt. I don't think that's available anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one that I feel like I owe it to PBR to own that shirt. Because when I was in college, I found that my routine basically was buy a fifth of Evan Williams and an 18-pack of bottled, not canned, bottled PBR. And like I'd have a rugby game on Saturday, and first thing I do go back to my dorm, hop in the shower, ice cold PBR while taking a shower.
Shower beers.
PBR is a wonderful shower beer if you get it out of a glass bottle. And it has the added bonus of it's got I don't know if you know this, they have this technology in PBR that it's like a repulsor field. So that if you put it in your fridge and people go into your fridge looking for beer, it just bounces them away. Like they don't even fucking try.
Actually, when I was really young, I used to drink Black Label because of that. Because everybody would just be like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Try it," and they're like, "No," and I'm like, "Yeah, excellent."
Right. I mean, this was when I was in college, so I didn't give a shit about calories. So people were just like, "But you got to drink like twice as many." I was like, "Good, but I don't care. Like, I'll drink fucking 3 times as many."
What's your Hall of Fame status?
Oh, okay. So I realized I went and got my Hall of Fame card, and I was like, "Oh crap, I haven't updated this in a little bit."
All right, on-air update.
So yeah, I've been a supporting member for 1 year. Okay, I've checked that out. I'm approaching 2 years. I have checked off that I own a drink spotter. I don't think I own a piece of it. Is the Bench Heavy shirt banned?
No, I don't.
I know some of the beer ones are.
I think that's a different brand. I
think it is.
I can't. I don't. I would say
might be.
no,
I think
maybe.
I think I counted it, but let's see.
I'm wrong.
I have reached. I have reached 10 online orders. Haven't checked that off. Um, let's see. And now I'm on the You and You podcast. So that brings me to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be number 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Halfway there.
I'm not, as the kids would say, I'm not a try hard.
Mm.
So and that's not shade to anyone who tries to complete things or like speed run stuff or like, I respect that. It's just not me.
Mhm.
It just ain't me.
No, I think I got lucky when they when they released the Hall of Fame thing. I was already at like 13 or something stupid like that. So I was like, all right, this is easy.
Yeah.
I've been at the
My
same
problem is I
fucking
don't
number since the
travel
day they
very
came out.
much.
You've been at the same number since they came out?
I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've acquired one thing since they've come out, and I've been one shy of fucking jacket since like the day the fucking card. Or I may be mistaken, but I'm like maybe two shy, whatever the fuck it is.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
2 days.
Oh, you're
Holy
gonna hit your
shit.
2 years. Nice.
Oh, you never seen that?
No,
No,
it's
so,
just for a
yeah,
second I thought there was a real balloon.
yeah. And then I think you can do hearts. Yep. Psh, and then you can do thumbs down.
Try.
Bleh.
What's that
Anyway.
supporting membership number there, Dan?
331. According to
Oh.
the gold card, I remember you discussing recently that may not be accurate anymore, but
Yeah.
Yep.
according
And
to
I
the gold card, it's 331.
I was surprised. I was hoping there'd be more chatter about that too, of like, because I kind of like, arbitrarily, who am I to make the rules? But I made the rules essentially of like, don't reach out to Tanner
You have to
unless
leave
you're like,
Tanner alone.
yeah, like don't fuck with
Oh,
Tanner
I
unless
almost
you're a
messaged
guest.
him before
No,
the
no,
show,
like
though, because I was just like,
I did put the caveat in. It's like I feel that it's warranted to bug him. If one person bugs him a week, that's specifically going to be a guest on You and You for their updated card. I think that's okay. But like every
yeah,
Tom, Dick, and
yeah.
Harry fucking getting on there every 2 seconds and his DM just being flooded
Yeah.
with that's obnoxious. Let's not do that, crew.
I
But
do
like,
like what Tanner
Yeah.
did was when he went in and just went new number to Buzz. Right? He just
oh, he did do that,
tagged
didn't
him
he?
and was like, "This is your number now," and that was pretty dope.
That
Yeah.
was good stuff.
I am suffering from the world's worst allergies again.
Hmm.
It happens every year between August and end of September, so I'm gonna end up like breathing into this thing like Dave Tate, and I'm so sorry in advance. But that's why I keep trying to mute it so I can just like sniffle.
Oh, I have that self consciousness always um about like if I'm breathing too heavy whenever I'm on the phone with somebody or got my earbuds in.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
I
that
definitely.
having a home gym has to help with that, right? You're not, it's just one less thing you're not in public doing. So I want to hear about that certified training facility you got out there.
Oh, I actually don't have a certified
Oh
training facility
God,
yet.
let's hang up. Dude, how do we end
I'm
the call?
sorry. I'm sorry.
He's not a try hard. He says that's a pretty
I'm not.
fucking low bar, man. You got to.
I know it is. I know it.
You just
My
you,
wife even she got an email about it because she's ordered things for
yeah,
me
yeah, yeah,
before
yeah.
for like Christmas and stuff. And she goes, she just looks at me. She's like, "Hey," she's like, "Did you see these certified training facility banners they got?" She's like, "This is really cool. Like, you should get one. You've even got a name for your gym." And I was just like, "I know. I just haven't done it."
Just
And
like
it's
make it.
I can't. I have no excuse. Okay, here's the thing. I
Just have
I
it be a
get paid
present.
tomorrow. I get paid tomorrow. I'll buy the banner.
You could. I don't want to. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying it's just like that's low hanging fruit of just having a
It
home gym and
is.
being in crew.
It is.
But if you're not gonna put pictures up, it's not even worth it. There, Matthias. I hope he hears that.
I
All
almost want
right.
to wait to post pictures when I do get the banner, though, which I'll do tomorrow.
Well, yeah,
probably.
That's
Maybe.
real. Yeah, no, that's fine.
But I almost want to wait because my wife and I are planning once it cools off, because currently we are in Arizona summer. You don't get
Oh,
shit
yeah.
done outside during the summer in Arizona. But she actually made the suggestion because my garage has accumulated a bunch of crap basically. And
Like
she was just like, most of this we're probably going to throw away when we really go through it. So she's just like, why don't we just like get a U-Haul, take everything out of the garage, put all your gym stuff off to the side, put everything in the U-Haul, and then put your gym stuff back in the garage. And then we'll put the stuff we actually want to keep in the garage around it. And anything we don't want to keep gets tossed. but that way it's the garage is built around your gym and not kind of the other way around.
Yeah, just have like shelving all the way around it kind of thing, or just like random storage. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I've already bought a bunch of the black and yellow like Home Depot storage bins, and we're putting stuff in there. So
there you go.
Hopefully,
that's pretty cool. What do you got? Like a 2-stall garage then, or just...
Yeah, it's a 2-stall garage that has never had a car parked in it.
I don't because garages aren't made for cars, are they? That's news to me.
No. And well, and also I hear them talk about this on the podcast. Like, I know it's different in the Midwest, but snow is not a thing here. Like, heat is, but yeah, Tommy was mentioning recently, I think, that he was saying, yeah, you just put a sunshade up and that's all you got to do. And it's like the sunshade helps a little bit, but there's no long-term damage to the car. Not much, anyways. Nothing big from leaving it outside. It's just sometimes too hot to get into right away. Especially my AC actually stopped working this summer.
Ooh,
in the middle of the summer.
The one in my company truck did too, and they fucking told me it was non-essential and didn't fix it. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. It was 100. It was 115, and like, yeah, I was driving. My morning routine when I got to work was crack all the windows, put up the sunshade, cover my daughter's car seat in a blanket, basically just make it so it's not boiling hot when we get back there. But yeah, it's a 2-stall garage. One side is basically storage and random stuff for the house, and then the other side is my gym. Nice. And I mean, I have a deadlift platform, 4-post rack. I've got 4 Atlas stones,
nice.
strongman log.
How big is that log? I can't tell if you're like 7 foot tall or you have like a 10-inch or an 8-inch log, because it looked like a child's log in your hand.
No, I'm not that big. I'm about 6 feet.
It did not look like a 12-inch log.
So probably, no way I'm one of those guys who's like 5. I'm like a 5'11" and a half guy. But no, the log's probably about 10-inch.
Okay, that makes that track, because I'm like, that looks so small.
Yeah, it's 125 pounds empty.
That's beefy.
Yeah, cool, because it's I'll take some up close pictures of it sometime soon, but I would say it looks like a log that like an orc would build, because okay, so basically there's a guy that I'm acquainted with who owned a fitness equipment company that was based out of here that was called Invictus Strength, and he was making racks, he was making logs. Actually, a couple world records got set on the Invictus log at one point.
Cool.
In weight class strongman, I think a guy from Tucson here, CJ Pierce, set the log. No, sorry, he did the axle record. No, wait, no, it was the log, I think. Log record for like the U90 kilogram. But those are some of the Invictus logs, the ones he was making. They were some of the nicest logs you would ever see. Like, as far as metal logs go, they just feel nice. They're good to clean. But he let me borrow. He doesn't make them, or he stopped making them currently for reasons. But he let me borrow one of his early ones that was unbranded, and I was using that to train for a competition. And then he wanted it back. But he gave me his first log that he ever made.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's made out of, like, I mean, the steel, it's like 1/4-inch thick steel.
That's why because like a 10-inch log should not weigh 125 pounds. They should weigh like a 10-inch log would be a beginner, or it's almost always a female log, and they're like they start at like 70 pounds, maybe 85 pounds. So that is
it's exactly the same diameter
log
as my 25-pound plates, which is nice. But yeah, it's rough cut, and he grinded off most of the sharp edges. But it's you could tell he did not like it. The hole for the handles goes like whoop.
That's funny.
But he did like grind it down, but it looks rough and ugly, and I'm just like, you know what? I love that. The one thing that's weird about it, though, is for as rough and ugly as it looks, the sleeves, standard collars. They don't use axle collars.
I find it to be somewhat inconsistent sometimes on certain
Mm,
specialty bars and where they're made, who made them, and if it like it should take an axle collar, but it doesn't, and vice versa. Like my Mike Bartos circus dumbbell, I can't fit it. Like regular collars are too loose. I can't actually clasp my axle collars around it, so I have to use the ones that are like just the beefy thumb screw on it.
mm.
But yeah, let's see. I'm gonna hit you with the least fun, most fun. Is that a game you're familiar with, Big Dan?
Yes, it is.
So we're gonna any of Dan's friends and family. I'm gonna give Dan one topic specifically, and he's gonna go into great or little detail and kind of explain to me what the worst part and the best part about it is. But we like to call it least fun, most fun. So I'm gonna hit you with this is a big Toby supplied one because I figured he's a good buddy of yours. He'd help me out here. So he wants to know least fun, most fun, teaching teenagers to lift weights.
Oh shit.
And you got some kids, or because I'm not sure if it meant like your actual children or your students. It's like if you're
Um,
you volunteer
so
coach or something, or what the deal is.
so kind of both.
Okay.
So I have two sons, 13 and 16. And I've worked with them a little bit, teaching them to lift. Not as much as I would have liked as I've liked to. I need to get better about like being out in the gym with them. But and then I also started a weightlifting club at my school,
Oh, awesome.
which is uh, how do I put this? My school is very academically focused,
Hmm.
so they don't have a lot of that. They have sports, but like very limited.
Hmm.
And some of the kids were really excited about it. But so I've done. So he might be referring to either.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So let's
I'm sure
say
you have
least.
great things and headaches from either situation. So feel free to take it wherever you want.
Least fun, I guess, was having confidence in my own knowledge of how to
Mm.
lift, and also learning the hard way how I needed to teach something. And it was something as simple as a squat. Like I tried when I started my weightlifting club, I tried to teach them to back squat basically right away because I was like, well, squats, king of movements. We'll just work on this till we get it. But some of these kids were so unfamiliar with moving their bodies, and it was eighth grade and up.
Hmm.
Everyone that signed up was an eighth grader, so eh, they were just so unfamiliar with the motion that they couldn't really focus on it. And then so I dialed it back and was just like, okay, goblet squat. Like, here's a dumbbell, goblet squat. Well, first I taught him to body weight squat, and then I was like, okay, goblet squat. And I made it so that once you can take the heaviest dumbbell we had, which was 40 pounds,
Hmm.
and you can goblet squat it 10 times, then I'm going to teach you a new thing. And I would then go and teach them how to zombie squat uh, with the bar. And then once they got that motion down where they weren't caving or anything, their core was everything. I was like, okay, now you can use your hands and you get into front squat. And then like 2 months into it, I was like, okay, we're gonna do back squat. Put it on your back and do it. And it was perfect.
That's
Nice.
Like,
awesome. It's a
and I
really
remember
smart progression too. That is like
yeah,
That's good
logical
work.
and
Yep.
sound
yeah,
progression.
yeah. I remember late after the fact, later on, I heard Dan John. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. Uh,
Yeah, the name at least.
yeah, yeah. Scance knows who he is. But
Yeah.
Dan John on his podcast, he was talking and he was talking about how he would teach his kids to front squat. And then when he taught them to back squat, they would just be like, oh, it's the same thing, but you just put it on your back. And the kids were like, oh, like this? Oh, okay. And they just do perfect back squats because they once they learned how to front squat, back squat was nothing.
Nice.
So yeah, I had to learn that the hard way. So that was probably the least fun is learning that I wasn't as smart as I thought I was about certain things. Most fun was, oh man, I had this one kid, and it's actually I'm going to tell two things that are most fun because they're kind of the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
that's fine.
Had this one kid who was one of my eighth graders. He's very tall, very naturally athletic, and as he got more confident moving, I was letting him back squat, and he was just like, well, he's like, can I add weight?
Nice.
And I was just like, yeah. And he was like, okay. And then he did it. He was like, can I add more? And I was like, I mean, how'd you feel? Because it looked perfect. Like you didn't slow down. It was a consistent pace the whole time. Like, and he just got really excited, and he ended up, I think he ended up squatting like 185 for a set of 6 or 8.
Ooh.
And yeah, and he
That's
was like
impressive
super
for an eighth
happy.
grader.
Yeah, he's. I mean, this is a kid. He's taller than me, and just he's not like he looks like a beanpole, but he's really strong. But he was so excited, and just like his face lit up. And then it was that a similar thing happened with my oldest son, Brennan, where recently last year actually Brennan did a strongman competition just because he
dope.
wanted to, and he kept asking me if he could. And I never want to be the type of dad who like pushes them into things that I like.
Mhm.
So I kind of was like, well, if you want to, sure, like you could do that. But then I was in my head, I was like, well, I'll see if he comes back and asks me again.
Who are you,
And
Big Tanner?
yeah,
So
and
when you
he
get in the
came
gym,
back.
you got to ask like 3 times.
Yeah, he came back and he asked me three
Absolutely.
times,
That's smart.
and so I was like, okay, sure. And he did it was basically like one of those strongman competitions. It's more like a powerlifting meet because it was 3 lifts, deadlift, press, and farmer's hold for time. And he did that last December, and I had him do an 18-inch deadlift because he's really tall,
Mhm.
and like he's taller than me. He's 16, and I think he's 6'3" now.
Dang.
But he pulled three. He ended up pulling 335 on an 18-inch, and he
Ooh.
was super happy. And then just like a couple months ago, I had some buddies out. Toby was there, and we were just lifting from the floor, trying to pull some max deadlifts. And he asked if he could jump in, and I was just like, sure. And he ended up pulling the same weight, 335, from the floor, and with
Oh yeah.
really solid form. And I was just, and he seemed really happy. And now he like still talks about it. He's like, yeah, he's like, I could deadlift 335, and he's just
That's pretty
and
cool.
he's real, and like he brings his friends over, and like he had that they came over just the other day. They were hiding from the thunderstorm, and they came in and started benching, and he was like he was showing his friends what to do, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. Like watching kids gain that confidence in their own strength is fun. Is
It
most
definitely
fun.
sounds, yeah, it definitely sounds like the most fun. That is awesome. I like to hear that.
Yeah.
That is good work. My turn?
Yeah,
Yeah, buddy. That's the hype man question. So, are you familiar with the hype man question? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
Yes, I have seen this. I have heard about this.
Okay. So, essentially, you're going for a big lift. Like, it doesn't matter what the lift is, envision it in your head. You can tell us if you want. And you've got one person that's going to be the person to hype you up. So, you know you're going to hit that lift. Who is that person?
Oh, okay. Well, so I've thought about this a little bit because I knew you would ask. Um, first, the first thing is literally anyone,
Mhm.
because I find that I'm the type of person who, because I train alone all the time, um, when I go to a strongman competition or something like that, or I have people over at the house, I tend to PR just because that energy of having people there with me, like in the excitement, like really, hits me. I don't really use them like smelling salts that much or anything. Even though I think they're fun, I don't really use them when I'm lifting.
Code unpaid.
And yeah, exactly.
Well, I
Yeah,
used
yeah,
to use them all the time, right? Because
yeah.
I was lifting alone and I was like, I need the hype. And, as much as shout out to the crew who've been using our code left, right, and center for the new pumpkin spiced one, I
Ooh.
have 3 bottles that are all just slowly rotting because I almost never use them. So I hear you on that one, my friend.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, it's having people and having that energy is nice. When I'm having a good time, like that's the hype. And the other person, the singular person, is probably my buddy Rulon.
Mhm.
Uh, I've known him since we met in 7th grade, and I am 36 years old, so that is a while ago. Um, but he is one. He doesn't like he's not over the top. He's not yelling, but whenever, like, if I go for something, I can always just hear him over there, and he'll just be like, "You got this, Bubba. Come on." And whenever he and I are in the gym together, we have this competitive thing with each other where if like I we were having kind of just like a little lift party at my house, and he came on his lunch break um, from the construction site. Came on his lunch break, changed into his shorts. He pulled 500, and then I strapped in and I pulled 500, and I was going for more. I ended up getting it off the ground like two more times, but not locking it out. But in my head, I was like, well, I still did more than him, so so fuck you. But we have that weird. I mean, we're the type of guys that I can't explain it. He and I. Okay, I'm gonna tell one story. I'm sorry, I've been talking for a while, but
it's your show.
Yeah, this story perfectly explains how Rulon and I are like on the exact same wavelength with each other often. We were at his house when we were probably both 21, 22, and we were walking opposite directions in his house. Like, I was coming from his kitchen, he was coming from the living room, and we pass each other. And right as we passed each other, I do not know who moved first. I to this day do not know who moved first, but we both locked arms like we were square dancing, and then just started punching each other in the kidneys, just as hard as we could, just laying in and just cackling, laughing the whole time. And he's screaming in my ear. He's like, whoever pisses blood first loses. And his dad comes in and sees us. We're literally moving around in a circle, square dancing, hitting each other. And his dad just is falling over laughing and just like, what the fuck are you two doing? And we're both just like, he started it. But that's me and him. And to this day, that's how we are. We just don't hit each other as often. Now we just try to make each other quit with deadlifts.
That's fun. Good answer. I'm surprised no one says Macho Man yet. That's
that's a good one.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I could have a whole episode just talking about like how many people I would have for Macho Man would be a good one. Yeah, you're gonna go and get that. Yeah. All right.
Pull from the floor. You're gonna pull the slack out.
Yeah. Not the screaming Macho Man. It has to be that low intensity. That yeah, I'm going.
The unsettling one.
Yeah, with the eyes bulging out in the vein. And
so one thing that stuck out to me from your Instagram was it was one of your log videos, and it looked like it was about 4 a.m. and pitch black, and just like your neighbors like that, or maybe it wasn't that early. Maybe it's just not. I don't know, the sunrise and sunsets different times, all times of the year. So I don't. But it looked early as shit, and it made me chuckle.
It's usually 4 a.m. I get up about 4:30. I try to be out in the gym at 4:30. It's my neighbors have not said anything to me directly. The log doesn't make a ton of noise because I have those crash pads now, so I can actually use it, and it doesn't make a ton of noise. But I can't do it in the garage because, how to put this? My deadlift platform has a barbell rack, basically right up against it. So I feel like I don't have enough room to clean safely. Because if I start to lose it, if you take one
step back, you're eating a fucking knurling in the small of your back.
Oh yeah. So, and if I go forward, I'm hitting my rack. So
yeah, that makes sense.
That's not going to work. And then if I have the garage door open in the other area, it's too short, so I can't really do it. So I just started rolling. I put the log out in the very front of the garage, and I just take it out to the street, and that seems to work pretty well. But yeah, neighbors don't. They haven't said anything. Occasionally, I'll like a neighbor will give me a little friendly honk as I'm out there as they're leaving to go to work super early. Yeah, exactly. But no, nothing too bad. I am maybe overly considerate with it sometimes, because like I have sleds. I have a prowler and a drag sled, and I would love to use them, but I can't justify using them on the asphalt at 4 in the morning.
Oh yeah, that would be a
'Cause
dick move for sure.
that's
Yeah.
like running a lawnmower at 4 in
Like
the
you gotta go
morning.
at
And
least like even anything like 7 might be like I probably wouldn't do it till 8. But so that's that's a
yeah,
Saturday like late morning kind of deal probably only or evening I
what I
guess.
have what I have done a couple times is there's like a little drainage ditch thing that's just a big green
Hmm.
grass field
Yeah, yeah. If you don't need
in my
grass, it's
neighborhood.
fine.
Yeah, and I'll drive my car over there and like take them out and use them, but then that's a pain in the ass. So
Yeah, so it's like
so I don't do it
yeah,
as often
just
as I
spend
should.
$5,000 and get a torque tank. You know, that's
Yeah, right.
the. I will tell one brief story about myself. Did I already tell the story when I was out in the garage and I hit the I don't know whatever log PR or something and I screamed like an asshole, and so okay, so I don't think I did, but I don't know, it was like last week, maybe a week and a half ago, and so I did have one of the houses next to us. It's a rental property, but the owners, we know them very well. They're over there, like anytime someone moves out, they're over there doing a lot of work and stuff. So she happened to be home and I guess heard me when I hit that big PR, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah!" Like extremely obnoxiously loud. And she came over later to talk about like some just some homeowner stuff, and she was all like, "Were you out in the garage doing something?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, sorry if you heard me." And she's like, "You scared the shit out of me." I was like, "Yeah, sorry about that." But like for the most part, like I don't know. I'm out there for maybe 90 minutes. The music's barely loud because it's just a little DeWalt stereo, so it can't be that loud. And then, sure, I scream like once a week if at most. So I don't feel too bad about that. But it's
Yeah.
definitely not 4:30 in the morning. It's like 4:30 in the afternoon.
So it's not been an issue, but recently, anytime I have to figure something new out, because anytime I train a specific event for my next competition, my wife calls me from upstairs
It says, "Shut
on
the
the
fuck up."
phone, and she's just like, "Are you okay?" Because she's like, "The bed is shaking." And it's a Conan's wheel
Mm,
to keg load event.
okay.
And how I'm training it right now is I'm basically using a chain yoke and doing, just marching in place
Yeah, yeah.
while holding it for 30 seconds, set it down, and then I'm loading the keg over a bar in my rack. And I'm using the crash pads and everything, but apparently the stomping on the on the
Mm.
deadlift
Oh yeah,
platform and then the loading of the keg,
I can
it's
see
right
that.
below where my bedroom is. And so apparently I'm just shaking the
That's
bed when I'm
funny.
doing.
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
like it'd be so dangerous, but like don't do it on your crash pad. But I mean, obviously it goes back to the whole spending that $5,000 for the torque is
Mhm.
the sand dune or the sand dune stepper or something. But I wouldn't really want to do that with loaded with that much with
Mhm.
like weight on my back. I mean, just doing it as a way to like sprint in place without causing knee damage, sure, but
Yeah.
using
I
it for
think she
that would be
said,
not ideal.
now last time we talked about it, was this week. She was just like, maybe like you just tell me that you're going to do that the night before. And that
That's
way, when I
fair.
wake up hearing it, I know he's not dead. He's
Okay,
fine.
that's good. At least it's more of a safety concern than a like this loud asshole concern.
It's mostly she's like, because I'm also grunting a lot during it because that freaking Zercher carry with the chain yoke is
Hmm.
ugh. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, it doesn't sound fun.
Morgan once
Yeah.
posted on Instagram that having a weightlifter husband just means every once in a while you hear somebody in the basement scream, "Yeah, buddy," and then 300 or 400 pounds will hit the floor. And I was, I was like, yeah, you're not wrong there.
Yeah. I'm a very quiet lifter most of the time. I
I am
don't yell
too.
a whole lot.
It's been a long time since I got like amped over a
Very,
lift.
very
I think
animated.
you're twice as animated as I am. And I think the one
I've
time,
seen your stuff. I know.
one time
It's
I
whatever works for you, man.
pulled something that was like crazy heavy for me, and I did let out a good scream because it went up when I locked it in and I put it down again, and that's when I got the hello, are you okay? But because I'm in the gym, I'm not looking at my phone.
Mm.
So she comes down the stairs. scares the shit out of me because I'm like, the way the gym is I'm kind of tucked behind a corner and all my flags block the rest of the basement. And I was loading the plate or something. And she's, hello. And I was like, ah, she's like, are you okay? Ah, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, Doodlebug, we got to get into some stuff here.
I was just gonna call him that. I love it.
Son of a bitch.
Yo, DBU.
God damn it. Thanks, Mom.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think we got a lot on your weightlifting. I don't think there's much in the notes to really talk about.
Yeah, we got to power through. We're gonna be here for 4 hours.
Yep.
Right.
I'll hold it.
All right. So naturally, I have to ask.
Okay.
What was your wrestling name? Where did you wrestle? Did you ever do any shows? So tell everybody why I'm asking. And we can bore Keith for the next 5 to 6 minutes.
No, this sounds entertaining.
So
we're not talking about WWF.
Yeah. So we for sure are not.
Come on, the Fiend.
Yeah. Yeah. So Joey's asking because I did dabble in professional wrestling a little bit for like 5 years. Okay. I started in college. I've been in college, so I went to college for like 6 years total. And about year 4, I was getting really burnt out. I had been playing rugby for 4 years, and I absolutely love rugby. It's an amazing sport. It is the finest form of running a ball down the field that there is. And I was by the way, you had who did you have on recently that was a rugby player?
Who was that?
Was that Peter?
I think it was Peter. Yeah.
Bruno.
But he was a back from the description. So, and I was a forward. So I played actual rugby. I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
Shots fired.
I'm just kidding. I love the backs. But when you're talking about like the scrum and everything, I was a front row player. So I was in the front of the scrum.
Are your teeth still?
Yep.
That's surprising. I'd figured you'd
wear a mouthpiece all the time and just don't lead with your fucking head. But so that was fun. Great time. I drank way too much beer. But it was getting to be a point where I was just really burnt out, and it was the first time I ever like quit something because I was just like, I'm not feeling it. I don't have the love for it. I'm not looking forward to practice anymore. So I just told my coach, I was like, I gotta go. Like, and I had found out that recently on campus there was like a pro wrestling club where they were trying to start like actually doing pro wrestling. So I joined them, and we got hooked up with some people who actually knew what they were doing, and we had a ring and stuff, and we put on some real shitty shows. And I say that with all the love in my heart, but objectively, they were fucking shitty. I was bad. But then from there, I met some other people, got a little bit more training, and I ended up doing shows after I graduated. I did some shows mainly down in Tucson. I met a group down there and was doing shows at I did shows like in front of bars, out in swap meets, which I mean, it's in swap meet, but there was a few hundred people there. Like it's not like nobody, but it's very small. And my wrestling name, you asked about it, was Dan Mercer. That's where the
I kind of saw that coming. I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
Originally, it was just Mercer, and then eventually I expanded it to Daniel Mercer and Dan Mercer and variations of that. But gimmick was the suplex addict. So I like to throw people.
That's my favorite move.
Yeah. It's mine too.
That's what I used to say. Deadlifting was suplex practice.
Exactly. That's what it was, and it was because I had an amateur background because I did amateur wrestling all through junior high and high school. That's an amazing sport, and I love it. But so I knew how to throw people, and Yeah, but no, I did shows. The biggest show I ever did, I think, was I did a couple shows up in Flagstaff that were at the Orpheum Theater up there. So it was a nice theater and had a good amount of people. And I did a show at a Comic Con down in Tucson, and that was super fun. That was our staging area was where the wrestlers were. It was our dressing room, but really we were just behind a curtain. Um, and it was behind where they were having the panels for the Comic Con. And I remember just sitting there, and I was just kind of waiting for my spot, and I realized the panel behind me was the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it had all of the surviving cast members from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Wow.
So like Barry Bostwick was there, and like Columbia Magenta. And I, in high school, went to the Rocky Horror Picture Show like every weekend for a while, where they had like a shadow cast. So I was just sitting there, like leaned up against the wall, listening to it, and I was just like, "This is pretty sick."
Yeah, that does sound. If I didn't hate the Rocky Horror Picture Show, that would sound amazing.
uh, I have fond memories.
I just mostly had the song, the Time Warp, just irks me. It's probably a karaoke PTSD.
I can imagine that, but
Yeah.
you have to understand. For me,
Oh, of course. I enjoy the movie. It's just that one song, and then every Halloween playlist has it, and I'm just like, I just skip.
I have never seen that movie without a shadow cast.
That's fair. Yeah, because that's more fun than just watching it at home.
Yeah.
All right. So that's wrestling talk for now. I'm sure it'll come up again.
Probably.
Entertaining. Yeah. I want to hear some funny stories. You got a few here. What's the balsam candle story? If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. I got other ones.
I'm gonna guess that's from my wife or her friend Ashley.
Yeah, it doesn't show us on the notes without going into a bunch of effort. So
if I don't know if it's from my wife or not, I don't know if I can talk about that.
All right, no, don't worry about it. Okay, nope, you're good. Don't worry about it.
I'm trying
tell
to
us
think
the one you can talk about.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I don't want you to tell me about the time you almost died with a block press while I looked to see who submitted it.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so it was actually it was that strongman competition that I met Toby at, but it was a year earlier when they had it. It was called the Unbroken Strength Games, and they decided to do an event. And the person who runs that event, I love her to death. She's amazing. She does a lot for the strongman community in Arizona. But I don't know whose fucking idea it was to have the first event be a block press and hold.
Ugh.
Because it was, you had to press and then hold it.
It was like a hold for time. Like the time was the event. Ew. Jesus.
Yeah.
What kind of spotters did they have? That's fucking stupid.
They had spotters.
You're gonna go to failure and you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah. They had spotters. They had people ready there.
That's dumb as shit.
To do what?
For you to pass out. Okay. Like that's.
They had one guy. They had one guy who he dropped it, and he dropped it behind him, and the spotter caught the fucking block. And then the other spotter grabbed the dude's arm and yanked him to the side right as the first spotter dumped the block so that it didn't land on the guy's Achilles.
That sounds way too fucking like.
But then
it's just dumb.
Yeah, I fucking get up there, and I couldn't quite press it because I couldn't get a handle on it. They were brand new blocks. They had the paint on them was slick. I mean, they were nice. I think they were made by TSS, Texas Strength Systems.
So like the plate loadable like steel ones, similar to like the shield that we carried, but more of the block. Yep.
I was wearing rubberized work gloves because they said we could, but even then I was having trouble finding the middle, and I got it up almost, and I dumped it a couple times and hadn't actually got it up, and then I finally got it, and it rolled, and I ducked forward, and the corner, which on those Texas Strength ones, there's a rounded corner, and then there is a sharp corner, and the sharp corner hit me right in the middle of the back.
Jesus.
And I fell forward, and you see, because it's on my Instagram too, so like the fucking spotters and people are just like, oh shit. There's like, well, we just watched a man get paralyzed. I think my kids were watching the live stream at home when that happened.
Trauma.
Yeah, and I was just like, fuck, that hurt. And I had a big line across the middle of my back from it, the big welt, but I was fine. Like I did get hurt during that competition, but that was not
Unrelated
that
to the
was
time that you died.
that was no, that was my own dumbass moving two farmers handles when I was warming up and not realizing that they were the top loaded ones, and I didn't realize my foot was between the plates.
Ooh, yeah, don't set that
And
down
I
on your foot, bud.
yeah, no, I didn't set it down. I smashed my foot between the two
Oh,
plates
oh, okay,
coming
okay.
together. So
That's worse.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah, yeah.
walk.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
walk right for 3 months.
when my farmers are like that, I end up like it almost turns into a frame sometimes because they like crisscross in the front. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna
Hmm.
like stop. I'm just gonna keep fucking going. Like I can't stop.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's more of a me issue, not having a big like wingspan, I guess. I did check. It was Ashley submitted it, not your wife. So
Oh, okay.
tread with
So
caution. That's do
I,
you.
yeah, I'm not going to tell the full story,
Yeah, yeah.
but I understand why she had that.
She said it was
We'll just
great.
say that we'll just say that we were in college, and that's when my wife and I, met each other and fell in love and everything, and just I can't say anything more. I don't think,
You're
but
good. Don't worry about it. No, we're moving on. I don't. I think we all know what
yeah.
it involves, and we're not going to have you put anything. You're not going to put yourself in a compromising position, my friend.
Yep.
Yeah, we had multiple people talk about the block press. How old were you when your friends convinced you that there was a threatening phone call on the payphone that made you run away?
Oh, son of a bitch. Um, oh man, I almost forgot about that.
This payphone
Um,
makes me think you had to have been like 10 or 12, or
no,
maybe
no.
I guess maybe 15.
Well,
I don't know.
no, I think I was 16.
Okay.
And that had to have been from my buddy Oscar. So he, he and I, we met in like eighth grade. But we were friends, and so we were friends through high school, and he was one of my groomsmen at my wedding. Um, but we were walking in Mesa, and he lives. We were just kind of walking back and forth from, I forget where we were going. We're going somewhere into downtown, and we're walking back to his house, and we're just kind of going back and forth in the night. And we're walking right past this venue called the Mesa Amphitheater. It's an outdoor venue, and there's a payphone outside. Um, and we walk past it the first time, and it starts ringing as soon as we walk past it, and that's kind of weird. And we just kind of, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." And my friends were like, "Should we answer it?" It was my buddy Oscar, and then our friend Saul, and he's just like, should we answer it? And I was like, no, 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 let's just keep walking. We walk, we go get some food, we come back, and as soon as we cross the payphone again, it starts ringing. And this time I like jump because it startles me. And they're like, should we answer? And I was like, I don't know. And I answer, and I don't remember what they said, but it was something to the effect of. So I have to set this up a little bit better. We had walked about 20 feet past it, and then I go back and answer it, and they say something. I don't even remember what it was, but it was some, it was some. Looking back, it was silly, but I was 16. It was dark. It's not a great neighborhood, um, and I just hear like, I can see you, motherfucker, and you're fucking dead. and so I take off running because I'm not taking any chances. Like, I've seen movies. And so I take off running, and they both take off running with me. We run full speed, and I am the fattest one there. So I am dying. They're both they're both fucking tall and athletic and shit. And we run, and I'm gassing. We run all the way to his house, and I'm just fucking gassing. I'm like, oh god, do we call the police? What should we do? And Saul pulls out his cell phone, and it's just a brick cell phone, like it's just a Nokia, and he just pulls it out, and he just goes, "Hey, I have that payphone number saved in my phone," and I was just like, "You son of a bitch!" He
That's
uh,
fucked
he
up.
dialed it. He dialed it from his pocket while we were walking,
That's
and then
great.
I had walked far enough away from them that he just pulled it out real quick when I answered.
That's really funny.
So it was good times. They fucked with me super hard.
Hmm. All right. Anything else before we hop on to FMK there, Joey?
Nah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but it's like I've tried to move a bunch of stuff
It's 10
down
after 10.
to
Yeah.
we got to go, Dan.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a really interesting guy. So
No, you're good, brother. I just
Yeah.
we gotta try to keep it to some. Oh, where did my damn screen went? Okay, FMK. Are you familiar with the game? Do you wanna take the
yes,
honor of explaining it to your friends and family of what the game we're about to play is?
yes. So basically, you're going to give me three things, and I'm going to decide which one I would like to fuck, which one I would prefer to marry, and which one I could just kill and do without.
100%.
So marry is like committed, fuck is like for fun, kill, I hate it.
I love it. Perfect description. I like this friend submitted one here. We're gonna go three restaurants: Wendy's, Jack in the Box, Pete's Fish and Chips, which is
Oh
a
shit.
local to
Okay.
Phoenix, apparently.
Yes, yes. Local to Mesa, I think, actually. Okay. So
I
damn,
see what you did there.
that's hard. That's fucking hard. Um, so when it's Wendy's, Jack in the
Wendy's,
Box,
Jack in the Box,
Pete's
and
Fish and
Pete's.
Chips. Gosh,
Do
man,
people
that's
actually call
hard.
it Pete's Fish and Chips, or they just call it Pete's, and then Fish and Chips is just kind of off to the side? Because like that's a mouthful.
Uh, Actually, usually we refer to it as Pete's, but oftentimes I would just hear Pete's Fish and Chips.
Hmm.
I mean, or sometimes people would just say, "I'm going to go get fish and chips," but if you're in that part of downtown
You
Mesa,
know
you
it's
know
Pete's.
exactly where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's only like two locations. One's in Mesa, one's in the next town over, Tempe. So it's fairly local. But okay, so my reasoning for this, this is probably from Oscar as well.
It
But
was.
he's probably gonna hate me for this, but I'm going to fuck Pete's.
Okay.
Um, and the reason for that is just because it's not it's not something I can get all the time. Um, it's it's not something I can only get once in a while. And it's even though it's called Pete's Fish and Chips, I get the burger there because the burgers
Mm.
were huge and delicious. I have not been there for a while. I don't know if it's even still open, but I would say that's I'm gonna go with fuck because it's a delicious burger. It's huge. It didn't cost that much, but it's just there's only the one or two locations, so you just can't get it all the time. Um, so that's my reason for that. Now that leaves me with Wendy's and Jack in the Box.
And what is
Um,
Jack in the Box? What that's like similar to which like not Southwest restaurant?
oh, sorry, I don't realize that Jack in the Box is not everywhere.
Yeah. Nope.
Jack in the Box is basically like a McDonald's, Wendy's, like
Okay. Just another
it's a burger place
good deal.
that also serves tacos. But I will say
Interesting.
they are not tacos. They're fine. They're delicious in their own right, especially when you're drunk. But they're not actually tacos. Um, I don't know how to explain that, but they're basically little deep fried pockets of meat and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Um,
that has a different name. That's not a taco.
yeah, no,
I'm gonna look it up while you tell
Sounds
your
no,
story.
great,
no,
but yeah,
but
not a taco.
I think you're thinking like an empanada, but it's not that
Yeah.
either.
Okay. Okay.
It's something completely different. It is a Jack in the Box taco. That's what it is. It's its own thing. It doesn't resemble any other food. um, so I think, oh man, I think I'm gonna have to. This is gonna suck. I feel like such a shitty person. Um, I'm gonna have to marry Wendy's
Okay.
just because it's usually fairly reliable. It's fine as far as price goes. They're pretty much everywhere. Uh, and they will give you, if you're watching carbs, they'll give you a lettuce wrap burger, no problem. So I think I got to go with Wendy's, which means I got to kill Jack in the Box, and that does suck because they are open 24 hours a day, 365. Which means that when I really needed to get some takeout, like on New Year's Eve or
Mhm.
Christmas morning or something like that, they were there for me. But I think I don't eat it anymore because their food is like ridiculously unhealthy, or at least I perceive it that way. So, so yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with kill Jack in the Box.
Nice.
I'm sorry, Jack.
Good answers.
That
Good answers.
was the restaurant in Idiocracy, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
That's the
I
one
thought they
where
did McDonald's
he,
in the
he
Idiocracy.
tried to go get food and he wasn't registered, and that's what set off
Oh,
the alarms. I think it was
might
Jack
have
in the
been.
Box.
I thought it might have been Carl's Jr. though, because
It might have been Carl's Jr.
because
then. Okay.
the vice president was always, brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carl's Jr. is Hardee's basically, I believe,
Yeah.
right? It's okay.
Same company,
I
different
know
name.
that one. I just don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack and Box I'm very unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
Okay, Mount Rushmore time.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Do you want to explain Mount Rushmore?
So Mount Rushmore, you give me four things, or no, you ask me to name my four favorite things of something,
Yeah.
because like how there are four faces on Mount Rushmore, but I can name a fifth if I need an alien head.
Yep. All right. This one is very different than ones I've asked before.
Okay.
Give me your Mount Rushmore of finishers to bump.
Oh, so like taking a finisher.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh god.
I made it hard. I made it hard. I'm sorry.
You're a son of a. Nothing against your dear mother, but you're a son of a bitch.
My mother's a saint. My mother's a saint.
God damn. Okay, so man, I gotta think of finishers that I have taken. Crossroads is or any variation of like a spinning cutter or rolling cutter. That's kind of fun to take because it looks super chaotic and looks fucking crazy, but doing it, you just roll over basically, or
you're just rolling. You're jumping and rolling.
Yeah. And I remember there's a video of me taking one from a dude, and I take it, and then I end up rolling, and my feet end up crossed because I just go limp in the roll, and my feet end up crossed, and I'm just like, that's a nice touch. It looks like I'm dead. That's nice. So I guess Crossroads is one. F5 is another one. That's that one's pretty good.
Somebody can F5 you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was once told that I was the lightest big guy they had ever met.
Very good.
Because I was 300 pounds easy at the time. But I, as people say, I would get up for people. But like without it looking too much like I'm helping them, I had really good timing on the lift. So where I'd give them a little pop and they'd be able to pick me up, and then I'd post really hard against, like when one guy picked me up for an F5, I posted on his hip, or actually on his lower back, so that I'm kind of supporting my weight on a stable part of his body. And apparently he said he picked up guys 200 pounds that didn't get up for him that much, that were much. It was like throwing a sandbag, but for me it was fine.
Nice touch.
So yeah, F5. Trying to think what other finishes I've taken, because I didn't take that many, because a lot of times people would have me win because I was just bigger.
Yeah.
But okay, so I guess I'll go.
Well,
Yeah,
just
so
physics.
F5. What was that?
I just made a bad joke about how that's just physics.
So yeah, sorry. So F5, rolling cutter.
Mm-hmm.
Swanton is fun to take because you just kind of lay there and go good. Yeah. Just kind of sit up a little bit.
It hurts so much.
Yeah, oh god. That is as long as the person doesn't like sandbag your ass and just
or land directly on top of you. Yep.
Yeah, it's like, there's a one time I remember, it's one that stuck with me, where Jeff Hardy did one to Kurt Angle, but he went from the outside to the floor, and he landed like ass first on Kurt's stomach, and he popped one of his ribs.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh, that hurts. Okay, so F5, Swanton, what other one did rolling cutter. God, one that's fun to take. I'm trying to think of one that's fun to take. Problem is, not a lot of people tried to do like lifting finishers on me, so a lot of the finishes I did take were like super kicks and things like that. So I guess I'll throw a super kick in there. That's number 4. Because I mean, you can make it look really good.
Yeah.
Just taking that super kick, and then I mean,
for the alien face, what's a hypothetical finisher that you would take, that you think looks fun to take?
I can tell you one that doesn't look fun to take.
Sure.
Steenializer. Are you
Oh
familiar with
yeah,
that one?
the
The
one where
one
you're up
where
on his.
it's legs over, so it's power bomb setup.
Yep.
Then grab the head, tuck the head down,
Ooh.
and then go full backwards into
Yeah.
the corner. So
Yeah, they banned that.
Kevin Owens does not do that anymore.
No, I'm sure they banned that one.
But that one I would not want to take. But as far as like ones that look cool that I feel like I could sell well, trying to think here. Sorry. Um, gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, yeah, just a fucking good lariat,
Oh yeah, like a clothesline from
like
hell.
a clothesline from hell. Like just those are fun, and I love those. I tried to use one for a while as my finisher, but I was just hurting people with it because I didn't understand the mechanics of it, and so I was just like laying into people and just trying to take their heads off, and I felt bad, so I had to stop doing it.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Strictly professionally, Stephanie Vakir's The Devil's Kiss would be on my list. Strictly from a professional standpoint.
I do believe that you're referring to Alex Shelley's Skullfucker.
Yes.
That's the actual. I'm sorry, but it is not her move. It is the Skullfucker by Alex Shelley. That is the name of the move.
Yes.
Damn it.
But like I said, strictly from a professional standpoint,
Yeah.
Stephanie Vakir.
I believe you. Your basic carnal needs offend me.
I just thought that was so funny the first time I saw it. I was like, that move sucks. But like obviously it looks great. And because she is her, everybody goes wild for it.
That's true. If people pop for it, like that's great. I will say, I did see it's such a like it's supposed to be like a demeaning move. That's how it was originally done, right? It's supposed to be like it's like it's supposed to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
But like there's an old like Ring of Honor clip from like 20 years ago where Alex Shelley does it to Jimmy Jacobs, and he does it on top of a chair, and Jimmy Jacobs like goes limp during it, and so he's just like flopping Jimmy Jacobs' limp body over and over again, and you look at it and you're like, oh, this could actually like it looks like that man's dead. So it's always good if they look like they're dead. Good job.
All right, I think you passed Mount Rushmore.
Yay!
He did.
Sick.
So we're gonna roll right into a little unpaid or underrated. So similar to some copycats who like to play this overrated underrated game. Well, at least they used to. But
what is
I don't
that?
really
How
know
do
what
you play that
is,
game?
which I'm glad they don't because that means they'd have guests on, and we already unless the guest is already in our wheelhouse, then those are great.
Never heard of them.
We like guests we're already friends with. So unpaid or underrated. I'm gonna give him a topic, and he just kind of has to use his druthers, kind of talk out loud, and decides if it's good or if it sucks, and unpaid or underrated. I'm gonna hit you with, let's see, unpaid or underrated frozen yogurt.
We call it froyo.
Get any strong feelings on frozen yogurt?
The froyo is also cursed.
Frozen yogurt's underrated. I mean, froyo places they're all over the place. They're all kind of similar.
They've all went away up here. There's only like one or two. We used to have like 30.
Yeah.
I think they've all gone out of business.
But honestly, it's fine. Like I just had froyo last week with my daughter. And she was super happy. Like she was like, it's ice cream. And I was like, it's frozen yogurt. Let's be honest here. But she got, she got some froyo. She got some fruit. We just hung out and ate it. It was fine. It was tasty. Like I got nothing against froyo. So I'll go with underrated.
Good deal. Unpaid or underrated, the peanut butter spoon with your cereal.
That is massively underrated.
So
specifically,
what is that?
Okay. You're all going to know my shame. And this has to have been my wife that called me out for this.
Is this a fat hack or is this just?
Yeah. So basically, I love peanut butter. I'm a huge peanut butter fan, but specifically s'mores cereal. I don't know if you have that. but it's basically, think about if they put golden grams and cocoa. Let's see, not Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, Cocoa Puffs. Cuckoo.
And then marshmallows in
Mm.
a cereal together.
I do like a golden graham.
Yeah, it's so good. So s'more cereal, and then I'll go and I'll just get the spoon that I'm going to eat the cereal with. I'll get a big spoonful of peanut butter and just stick it right in the bowl of cereal with the milk and everything. And then the cereal sticks to the peanut butter, and then I'm eating peanut butter and cereal off of my spoon. And this is my like favorite little
amazing.
treat for myself. Like if I'm not trying to make weight or anything, like I'll do this like a couple times a week. It's
Nice.
maybe more than a couple.
Did you do it today?
No.
Okay.
No, I got home from work and got a beer and did this. That's what I did.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. It's just like we're like just 3 hours fucking behind us, I think. So
yeah, it's only 7:20 here.
Oh my!
It's fucking 10:30 over here. All right, good one. My last one, I'm gonna hit you with unpaid or damn. If Joey doesn't go with the one I want, I'll circle back to him for my fourth. Unpaid or underrated, Mount St. Helens.
Oh shit. I don't know who gave me that one, but might have a story about that, which is why why I think it's on there. So Mount St. Helens, I'm gonna go with underrated. It's so for those who are not aware, Mount St. Helens is the last volcano to erupt in the continental United States. So it erupted in 1980 on May 18th. It is special because it is what's called a lateral blast eruption, where most volcanoes they erupt out the top. But Mount St. Helens, because what had happened from previous eruptions, there was basically a granite plug that had formed in the central vent of the volcano. So when the magma started rising, it ran into that granite plug and it started pushing out the side of the volcano. And they kind of knew this was going to happen because they have footage and measurements of you could see the side of the volcano start to bulge out in the months leading up to the eruption. And then when it erupted, basically there was an earthquake, and the whole side of the volcano, this huge mountain that's I think it's almost 20,000 feet tall. This whole side just basically sloughed off, and then everything just blasted out the side of the volcano. Just a big ash cloud, pyroclastic flow, just erupted laterally. So it leveled a forest that was in front of it, just completely just snapped everything like it was matchsticks. I've been to the mountain twice. It's up in Washington State, and which is where my mom is from. She used to be able to see Mount St. Helens out of her backyard. She said it looked like a perfect snow cone, but if you go to that property now, you can't see it because the top's gone. But anyways, like I've been there, and you see it's underrated because the visitor center they have there, like, and everything leading up to it is amazing. It's so cool. They've got really interesting interactive stuff. But like when you walk out onto the ridge to look at the volcano, you're looking into the part the side that blasted out, and one of the trees, or you can see actually all over the ridge, there are trees that were launched into the side of the ridge, and you can see their roots are sticking out because they were launched in like missiles and buried into the side of the cliff, basically.
That is very cool.
So I was, as a kid, I was fascinated with that thing. I don't know if you can tell, but it was amazing. And then I got to see it when I was a kid in person. I finally got to go when I was like 15, and I was just like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And so quick story about that. A few years ago, we went to Washington State. I took my whole family to visit, both my sons, my daughter, and my wife. And I was like, well, we got to go see Mount St. Helens. We're in Vancouver, which is in southern Washington, not Vancouver, British Columbia, different place.
Mm-hmm.
But we're in Vancouver, Washington. It's right outside Vancouver. We drive. It's like a 2-hour drive along small roads to get up to the visitor center in the mountain. And the whole time we're going, we're like, well, it's kind of cloudy. and we're looking, and we stopped at a few places, and they had like a viewing camera that was a live feed to the mountain, and you couldn't see it because of all the clouds. And we were just like, oh, well, me mainly. I was like, it'll clear up by the time we get there. We're going to get there in the early afternoon. And we got there, and my wife said it was perfectly, the revelation of we get in, we go to the visitor center, we go and sit in a little theater. They play a video that's about the mountain, and the way they usually have it is the video stops, and then they have the screen lift up, and it's this big, huge, full wall window that looks directly into the mountain, and we just see clouds. Yeah. So my kids have never seen
That's sad.
Mount St. Helens, despite being there.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, my turn. Unpaid or underrated? Painting minis.
Oh, underrated. Painting minis is awesome. And Big Matt, mostly squats videos, Matt, or actually squats videos, Matt, he now knows this because I saw he posted he got himself some Space Marines, and I messaged him because he and I have messaged back and forth a few times because I know he's into 40K lore, but that's Warhammer 40K.
Mm-hmm.
But he's never really done the minis before. He just is into, like, he reads books basically. So he and I make jokes occasionally, or we toss back and forth. But he finally got some Space Marines, and I guess he started painting them. I haven't seen them yet, so I got to message him and see how they turned out. But painting minis is so much fun. I run a project every year at the end of the school year where I teach kids to paint minis, and it's a nice way for me to spend the last week of the school year because I just get to paint and show them how to paint, and it's fun. I mean, it's something that's just relaxing about it. I didn't know that I would be into it, and then first time I did it and I had something actually turn out well, I'm just like, you know what, this is pretty cool. So yeah, painting minis, very underrated, super fun. More people should try it, especially with how accessible they are now. Like, don't get me wrong, if you go buy like Warhammer models, those are expensive as hell. Because I think a pack of 10 is like $60 or something like that. It's ridiculously expensive for what they are. But if you just go buy like what are called WizKids minis, that are basically D&D minis, they're like a pack of 2 is like $6, and they're fine. You could paint them straight out of the box. So
exciting. Okay.
Great stuff.
I have another one, don't I? Unpaid or underrated? William Regal's retirement.
William Regal's retirement is underrated. I think I've said underrated to all of these, so it'd be funny if I was just like, unpaid, fuck that guy. No, it's one of the best things I've ever seen in wrestling, but it was like quietly really good because it happened in NXT when not a lot of people were watching NXT because it was very much the developmental, and it was against Cesaro, who's Claudio Castagnoli, and his promo that he cut before it, that they played basically like while he's making his entrance, was just fucking so good. Because it's him, and he's this old grizzled British wrestler, and he's just like, for me at the stage I'm at, to beat this man who is one of the best athletes I've ever seen in my life and is in the prime of his career, it would take something of a miracle. And he just looks at the camera and he goes, but miracles don't happen for faithless old villains like me. And it was like just so perfect. And it was because it was him basically saying, he was just like, I'm not going to win. His whole promo was, I'm not going to win, but I'm a man and I'm going to fight him, and I'm not going to win. I'm going to lose. And that's how it went. Like, that was the story they told. Like, he got the upper hand once or twice, but he was outclassed and outmatched. And at the end of the match, he's like crawling and he like pulls himself up on Cesaro, and Cesaro hits him with the neutralizer and puts him down. And it was, my friend described it actually as are you familiar with the Shawn Michaels Ric Flair, like, I'm sorry, I love you? It was that, but in minor key. It wasn't as overt, it wasn't as like overplayed, but it was the same sentiment, but it was done subtly. And it was the perfect way for William Regal, who was such a amazing wrestler when it came to not just what he did in the ring, but how everything looked. And he was just so good at getting the reaction he wanted, whatever it was, for him to have something that it was the devil was in the details of that whole exchange. It was a short match on a show that not a lot of people watched, but it's out there. It's on the internet. You can find it. It's like 10 minutes long. It's not very long.
I might go find it.
It's so good. So massively underrated. Great stuff.
Yep. Always loved William Regal. We'll ignore the short. He's a man. We'll ignore that for a little bit.
I mean, we could talk about it. It's fun.
He's a man's man. And then proceeds to just show him carrying a hammer, just walking around in flannel.
Whoever came up with that gimmick was just so like, we're gonna dress him like a lumberjack. But what does he do? Oh, well, he's a British technical wrestler. He does a lot of wrist locks and submission holds and stuff. Like, clearly this is a man who's honed his craft, but he's a lumberjack, I'll have you know.
But actually, we all know probably who came up with that. And,
we do.
Thank goodness he's gone.
Yeah.
Unpaid or underrated, and I can't wait to hear this. The show Two Broke Girls.
Okay. That show is unpaid.
Agreed.
I don't hate a lot of television. Here's the thing. I've seen people who are in that show. I've seen them in other things. Totally fine. Don't hate them. Like, don't mind it. They do fine in other things. But every time, I can't remember. I think it was hanging out with my wife when we were just dating, and she would like flip it on, and I would just watch it and just be like, "What the fuck?" Because I could say every punchline before they said it, because I knew what it was going to be, because it was so it was just so predictable, like painfully predictable. And I was like, I get it. She's rich and doesn't understand it, and she's promiscuous and like broke. And then I could just tell what I could write the dialogue from there. And it just kind of, I don't know why, but that bothered me. I was like, this show is useless. It's telling me jokes that I can already make in my own head. What? That aren't funny.
Yeah. I love Kat Dennings, but like, no, that show, no. I feel the same way about Friends.
Yeah, I can watch Friends. I don't know.
I can't. I sit in the lunchroom and it's on sometimes, and if I forgot my headphones, I have to hear it. The laugh track kills me. There's no funny jokes. It's all just like one-liners, and I don't enjoy it. I feel the same way about Big Bang Theory.
I can understand that. I don't mind either of those shows, and maybe it's just because I mostly watch, like, I have watched those shows mostly with my wife, and like I enjoy watching them with her. She was really into Friends. Like, she's got a Friends T-shirt.
Yeah,
so like
we've talked about it before.
To each their own.
Yeah,
right?
I don't judge anybody for liking them, but when they're on, I regret not having my headphones. I can't stand them.
I could see that,
and it's largely just from a comedic standpoint. And again, laugh tracks. No good shows have laugh tracks anymore.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, I'm done. Keith, you had one that you.
Yeah, I want to circle back to as a wrestler and someone that likes TV shows. It seems like. Did you ever get a chance to consume the show Heels?
I did not.
I do recommend it. It got canceled, kind of shitty cliffhanger-ish, but most shows do anyway. So it's still worth watching. I do recommend watching it. I think it's on Netflix now too. So I think before it was Stars, now it's Netflix. Definitely, I enjoyed it, but I don't know. It did kind of suck.
I also never got a chance to watch it. So
yeah, got the rug pulled out from under us there when it could have been going into season 3. So I still liked it. So if anyone hasn't seen it and likes wrestling and likes TV, give it a shot.
Yeah, I will say I liked the show Glow. I watched the first 2 seasons of that.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
That was really good stuff. I was amazed to see Awesome Kong in
Ladies
it.
of Wrestling.
Gorgeous
Ladies of Wrestling. Yeah, I watched all that.
Yeah, but Heels. I didn't get to watch Heels, but I did see Stephen Amell's singles wrestling match that he had against Christopher Daniels.
Mhm.
Man, that was a while ago now. I think that was like 8 years ago. And that was pretty good, actually. I was very impressed with him being
back
an
when he was still doing
actor.
Arrow.
Yeah. So it was when he was still doing Arrow, and he was on the first All In pay-per-view, which was not WWE, but it wasn't AEW either, because AEW didn't exist at the time. It was the precursor to AEW, and it was like the first match on the card, I think. And I was really impressed with what he did. He did really well.
Does it?
I have to go watch that also.
Before we jump into the last section,
Mhm.
I know you don't like WWE. I understand it. I understand why. But does it ever make you mad how good Logan Paul is at wrestling? Because it infuriates.
No, it doesn't. Mainly because I've never watched a Logan Paul match. I've seen spots, and I see that he's a good athlete. But he claimed to have invented the top rope rotating
that was really good.
Acai moonsault that was invented by Super Crazy.
Yeah.
So he can fuck off.
But I mean, that's also that could be a word.
I gotta tell you two things about Logan Paul. First, there was the Japanese suicide force. That was fucking strike one. Yeah. This is strike two. Denying Super Crazy his time. Fuck you.
That one could be a word. But I found myself watching him wrestle, and I was just like, damn it, he's good. Because normally when celebrities come in, they suck. Right?
Yeah,
like Jelly Roll was at SummerSlam. Why? Give that spot to somebody that's fucking earned it.
Yeah. Well,
but then that's the old Roddy Piper thing too, right? Roddy Piper hated Mr. T for that reason. Like in real life. Watching Logan Paul work in his first match, I think it was against Rey Mysterio, and he did the Three Amigos. And I think he was the first villain to steal it. I don't think Dirty Dom had done it yet. And the way that he did it, right? Like he just put this pause in and he looked at the crowd like from the first suplex position, and you knew what he was about to do before.
Yeah.
And it's just like that little tweak. I was just like, damn it. Like, he got me.
I remember I tried to go back into watching WWE for a little bit, and he was on it. He was working a program with Kevin Owens, and it seems like he's fine. Like, I mean, it seems like he is naturally pretty good in the ring, not just the physical things, but also the little pauses and things like that. But it also seems like they're smart enough to put him with people who know what they're doing.
Of course.
Because they have people like Rey Mysterio and Kevin Owens are going to make anybody look good. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't upset me, I guess. It would be easier. Maybe it would be easier with my own personal feelings about him if he was bad.
Right? That's what I just wanted him to suck. That's, I think, what I was getting at.
You just wanted him to fail and leave.
Yeah. Like, you're another celebrity. Yeah, sure, buddy. And then you watch him actually go and you're like, I actually like watching him wrestle despite the fact that he sucks as a person.
For the record, I'll just say that Stephen Amell's better.
Is it?
Maybe.
No, I pretty much stopped watching WWE after The Fiend. After Bray Wyatt died. Well, you passed unpaid and underrated.
Dude, and the bonus. So yeah, we'll move into. You got anything for us there, Big D?
Oh, okay. I mean, geez, now I feel we've talked about a lot of like non-lifting stuff, and almost all of my questions are lifting related.
Sets and reps, baby.
All right, so this first one I gotta read it because this one took me a while to like really flesh out how I was gonna. But this is most of these are kind of gonna be like a would you rather type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, let's say that your home gym can only consist of a rack and one of the following. So you have a power rack and one of the following. Either you can have a Texas power bar with homemade caveman weights, which if you don't know what those are, I'll explain. Or you can have a full set of Strength Co plates with the Cat Beast bar.
So I've used the Cat Beast bar. Isn't there two versions? There's the non-knurled center. There's one without a center knurling and one with center knurling. But maybe if it has, I think it doesn't have center knurling. That's one you're talking about.
Probably. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
So
so.
the Beast, it's stupid. It's quote unquote a power bar with no center knurling, but it's like $120 on Amazon sometimes when
And
it's on sale.
one of the versions of it, I think, has hill knurling.
Oh yeah, it's fairly
similar to like, yeah. Let's
Yeah,
say it's that one. It's that one
so
with the hill knurling.
a shitty power, basically a shitty
Really
power
shitty bar.
Good play. It's tough though. I think I think I'd still have to go with the cap bar with good plates because then I could still deadlift because I'm not trying to deadlift the concrete plate. I'm assuming you're talking about like concrete made plates or something, or what specifically were you talking about?
So right around when COVID was happening, there were several groups that came out with like plate molds.
Yeah,
where you can make your own concrete plates. And I bought one, and that was actually the beginning of my
nice.
part of the beginning of my home gym. I made a pair of 45-pound concrete plates
Nice.
with a PVC liner in the middle to be the sleeve, and they weighed exactly 45 pounds.
Oh dang!
And they were the size of a bumper plate. I did cover them in truck bed liner, so I sprayed them with truck bed liner to help a little bit. Honestly, as far as I deadlifted them. There's videos on my Instagram of me deadlifting with them, even before I sprayed them with the bed liner, and they worked okay. Like they finally broke after I had gotten some other plates in the gym, and I was doing yoke. And I had them on the yoke, so they were sitting like this, and I set the yoke down, and they broke in half. Even though they did have a metal ring inside of them a piece of metal wire that I'd put in them for stability. But yeah, it snapped in half, and I was just like, oh man, because they had been through quite a bit. But yeah, so it'd basically be homemade concrete mold weights, and a nice bar or a shitty bar with nice plates.
I would take the nice bar with the shitty weights. Right? Because when I built mine, I bought Northern Lights, $2 a pound, neoprene lined, tri-grip like weights. I don't care. I love my Strength Go plates and I use them first every time, right? And then if I'm doing the hundreds plus the 45s, I like the sound and the clunking and everything. But ultimately, when I'm deadlifting, I want to feel more connected to the bar than I do the weights on each side. That's yeah. Like I don't care what's on each side as long as the weight is the same. Maybe that's just me.
If you switched it to a hex bolt bar, I'd probably take the shitty plates. But I have literally, like, one of my buddy's house, like I've trained with that. I've squatted 400 pounds with that shitty bar before. So like,
yeah, I've also never heard of that bar.
The bar that you're calling shitty it's a shitty bar, but it's like it honestly
It'll work.
It is the cheapest not hex bolt bar that I'd recommend someone to buy, probably because it is on sale periodically.
I went back and forth on this, and I thought about doing a hex bolt bar as the choice, but I was like, well, but that's a safety issue because, like, I mean, some of those hex bolt bars can't hold more than 300-400 pounds. So at least the cat bar, I think, is supposedly rated to, I think, at least 700 pounds.
Yeah, so. I've seen people do a fair amount of weight on them. But
yeah. So that's why I picked it, because I was like, well, yeah, it's obvious if you do the hex bolt.
Yeah. Good question.
All right. So let's see if I got this next one. Okay, so. Ooh, okay. This one's interesting. My wife helped me come up with this one, so I got to explain it a little bit. So this is a would you rather. So you can either have a Texas Power Bar with Strength Co plates, full set, but no other bars. Like, that is the only bar you can have in your gym. Or you can have as many specialty bars as you want, as many different kinds of specialty bars as you want, but you can only have one type of weight plate. As many as you want of that type, but only
like
one type.
All 45s or all quarters or all
yes,
10s?
All 45s or all 35s, all 25s.
I'd go, and we're talking not bumpers, I guess, probably either too, because that would be
you could choose. You could choose bumpers.
I could go all 25-pound bumpers, and I could still deadlift and press, and like I could do 50-pound jumps, which is aggressive but doable. I think I'd have to go for sheer variety because I need fucking specialty bars in my life because I would consider logs and axles specialty bars as well. So 25-pound bumpers, which I could fit, I don't know, hopefully 400 pounds, maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go that.
Oh, but if you could have specialty bars, you could just have like one with extra long sleeves.
I'd get the elephant. Yeah, I'd get the elephant bar adapters and fucking factor all that in. And yeah, I think that's the move for me personally.
Okay, Joey.
Probably the first one.
All right, so just the straight bar with the plates.
Yep.
But lots of plates, different kinds. Cool.
Yeah, because I really sure I use my other bars, but I just don't think I need to get strong. I don't think I need other bars to get strong. I think you can still get strong with a basic barbell.
Yeah, I can see that. The one thing, so Keith, I would say going that route that you decided to go with all the specialty bars, I think you made the right choice with the 25-pound plate.
Mm-hmm.
I think actually
kind of wish,
but all your deadlifts would have to be fucking like so from the floor, and you could only fit so much weight on a. Yeah, I think it has to be a quarter metal or bumper, really.
Yeah. When my weightlifting club starts up again, I'm going to try to see if I can get a hold of 25-pound bumpers because right now we only have 2 sets. But I remember seeing Dave Tate. He made the argument that if you watch his especially his benching videos, they use they use 25-pound plates because it's just like it's easy to change weights between people depending on strength. Like this is the way to go.
Yeah,
and I was like, that makes sense.
And it's close enough to like plate quarter. It's just quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's just a 10-pound difference or a full 5-pound difference, I guess. Each chunk.
Yeah. All right. So this next one's for Joey, just for Joey.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Would you rather never deadlift again or never drink a Keats again?
I would rather never drink a Keats again.
Okay. See, I thought you would go that route because you'd be like, well, there's other beers.
Yeah. Or even if it was like, would you never drink a beer again or never deadlift again? I'd probably never drink a beer again. Right? Yeah. Deadlifting is life.
That is the correct answer.
Mm-hmm.
Would you give up deadlifting or licorice?
I don't need a lot of licorice. I don't need a lot of sweets.
Well, you like your black licorice.
I do like black licorice, but I actually can't tell you the last time I had one.
Well, because if I recall, you said it was addictive, and that's why you can't only have the one, so that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, so Keith,
yeah, buddy,
this one's for you. Similar question here: never deadlift again, or never eat a chicken parm again.
I mean, you guys the crew's ruined so many things for me, and chicken parm is one of them. You cocksuckers! I fucking hate every one of you. You beat a man while he's down so many times. He just instinctively just says, "Go fuck." Like I don't know. I'll still eat chicken parm, but it's not as. It used to mean something to me and be special and be like a thing between me and the chicken parm before a show or a meet, and now it's like you guys have made such petty bullshit out of it and thought you were funny, and you kind of ruined the entire thing for me. So now I don't have to, give in to my OCD tendencies and do it. So I guess maybe thank you because you're helping me break.
I was gonna say, you understand that that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, but also, but it came from online bullying, which isn't a good thing. You fucks.
So I take that you would give up chicken parm before you would.
I think he already has.
Yeah, no, I think I've had chicken parm once in the last year. And I can't eat it now without getting annoyed and thinking of people that think they're funny and original.
Is it now that you can't do it because you're afraid that some crew member will see it and be like, look at him, he loves it.
I mean, I'm gonna get that for the rest of my life no matter what. It's just I guess maybe part of it's not feeding into it more, but it's also my experience even eating it in the moment without crew around would be spoiled just because in the back of my head I'm just like, these fucking assholes are gonna think they're original again. And it was funny for a while, but now it's just one of those I'm over it. It's done. If I don't ever eat chicken parm again, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't know.
All right.
And I only kind of like deadlifting. So Deadlifts are okay, but I like the variety of deadlifts now. I love that I have like 5 different deadlifts that I can track, and probably even more than that when you go axle and deadlift bar and stiff bar, and it's all a little bit different. It's
Mm.
all the same, but it's all still
It
5%
it
different
is
each lift to
different.
each lift. Because
It is
if you tell me
different.
that pulling from the floor
Yeah.
is the same as a 15-inch or a 13-inch or an 18-inch deadlift, and that an axle and a deadlift bar feel the same, you're full of shit. But
Yes, Joey is full of shit because an axle bar feels different than a power bar.
I'm not saying that you can't still show up to a show and have not trained on that implement and still do okay.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
the point
saying
I was trying to make.
it's fun
Ah.
to have all these I have all these different things, and it gives me these million other opportunities to, scream and be happy and proud of myself because I
Yeah.
did hit a new PR on this variation because it is slightly different enough to consider it a different lift.
Yeah.
Yeah, the point I was trying to
Agreed.
make is like honestly, if you only had a power bar
No, I
Oh
get it.
yeah.
and that's all you ever used, you could still be strong enough to use anything else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? I
Yeah.
just don't. If you have the luxury of, this is something Scans has taught me. If you have the luxury of other bars or implements, great, but don't let you not having them hold you back from doing things.
Yeah.
That's extremely good advice. And I will say I don't think Scance is aware that he's become like my cool lifting uncle.
Yeah.
Basically. Because I message him all the time and we just go back and forth. He
That's
gives
awesome.
me lifting advice. We talk about different shit. Like
Yeah.
it's awesome.
No, I love Scans. He's a good one to have
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, awesome dude.
Nothing beats the stealing the SSB story from like pre our podcast. That was like back when we actually used to use the chat, the video or the audio only feature in Discord when we could just shoot the shit. I don't know what those are even called now. The voice channels, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. Like we haven't been one of those in like 5 years, like probably 3 years. But damn, those were fun.
Eddie
Okay.
did one recently, but I forget where I was. I was at work or something, and I couldn't
I
join.
throw one up occasionally, and no one ever joins because it's like I'm like I'm on a 6 hour drive, and then like no one hops in. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna leave this open for 6 hours, so bye. But
my friend on his Discord that he runs, he has occasionally he'll
is
pop
it behind
up
a
and
paywall?
no, it's just friends of his.
It was a joke.
Yeah, sorry,
You're good.
I didn't get it right away. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But
The jokes are bad.
he'll throw up wrestling, and we'll watch wrestling together sometimes. That's
Oh,
always
that's cool.
fun.
And then shoot the shit
Yeah.
about it and live
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the time.
It's almost as good as watching wrestling together.
So a watch party, if you will, as they
Yeah.
as the kids call it.
All right.
Oh.
Anything for anything
Yeah.
else?
Those were all the things I came up with.
Love them. They were great.
Love it. Happy,
All right.
happy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have some affiliate codes, for your pleasure. We got Obsidian Ammonia, who's having some legal troubles right now, and I think they don't have an Instagram, so they do have a website, obsidianammonia.com. Probably go give that a Google if it's not accurate. And
It's not. It's hype dust.
It is Hype Dust, yeah. Go ahead and head over to hypedust.com and use code unpaid for all your Obsidian Ammonia products that you're a fan of. Big Cam at Barbell Rescue, go support, give him some of your $2 bill crew bucks. Plate snacks. I mean, I think literally almost, the majority of people are using plate snacks. I've got friends that aren't even in crew that are using plate snacks for their home gym stickers. I think on Mike's podcast, Tommy and Mike and Kyle's podcast this week, they specifically, actually, no, it would have been Mike and Jake on a secondary home gym podcast. Neural News talked about plate snacks briefly, which, in my head, I'm like, code unpaid, code unpaid, code unpaid. Home Gym Con, it's, just around the corner here in about 12 months, but Massonomics will have a booth there, so code unpaid, get your tickets. Belt Fed Strength, I think Chris and Randy are finally in that space now and getting everything set up. They got I think the biggest thing, they were just trying to get all the machines in place, and looks like they have a little secondary company he was working on too, still under the same umbrella, just kind of trying to market some different products, so that's really cool of them to kind of branch out. Ashton at Freedom Fitness Equipment, he's out there doing all that good flooring aspects. If you need any flooring needs and that isn't a stall mat, hit him up. And then Grant, I think he's still out on a boat somewhere, but he still has a company called The Strength Co. And on his apparel, code unpaid will save you a little bit of money. So go ahead and use any of those affiliate codes, and that'll help Nate figure out a speedboat, and that'll keep him off of those tree branches and out of the sand. And off his back.
He ate shit on
He
that
did eat
video.
shit
That
hard.
was great.
I wanted to make a reel where he just kept falling and falling and falling, but it was just like, I ain't got time for that. But it was good stuff. Big Dan, where are they going to find you at there, buddy?
So I guess Instagram, Dan_Balder_Mercer. That's about it. And then on
Perfect.
Discord, of course, in the crew, I'm Big Dan Mercer.
You sure go slide in his DMs with any of that wrestling or strongman talk.
Hell yeah.
Joey, where you at?
I had so much more we could have talked about. Yeah, honestly, like maybe I've said it before at this point, maybe I need a wrestling podcast or something. And I just bring in crew friends. We have our own separate unpaid and underrated wrestling podcast.
I didn't even get to show you my signed 8x10 collection that's in my gym.
Oh geez. I honestly there's
tag unpaid. We'll share it.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance
Right.
that we could have talked about the crossover of strength training to wrestling and you know all that kind of stuff. I am Joey at Joey_Mlesko MLECZKO. Forgot my own handle for a second there. We're looking at the inside of Nate's car.
Yeah, how do we let's get rid of that? Bye.
Oh, also, you know what? We'll do it in the post show, and if Nate wants to include it, he can include it.
Yep. Let's wrap this up and we'll get to the post. Yep, that's Joey. We got the Instagram Unpaid and Underrated Podcast website, unpaidinternpodcast.com, where Nate puts a ton of work in, and maybe down the road that website will be showing up in some other places if we play our cards right. We got that YouTube where there's a handful of people racing for that first comment every week, and on Instagram, follow Keith Honeycutt73. That's me. More importantly, go follow my Orange Gem, the No Wine Cellar. Until then, we'll see you next Tuesday.
I think what I really enjoyed was I was like, just a heads up, I have the sniffles. So if I'm breathing like Dave Tate into the microphone, I'm sorry. And then Keith proceeded to breathe into the microphone for a solid 8 minutes.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me that. I'll mute it.
I was like, that wasn't me.
That's funny.
So Keith put out a thing on our Instagram and he was like, how many crew phone numbers do you have?
Oh, yeah.
And then like 10 minutes later, I put up, how many crew penises have you seen? I think that was fucking hilarious.
I never saw that.
Because it was 0 or 1.
That's really funny. I gotta go back and look at that because I don't follow you and you are
I put it up on ours.
No, I'm saying like I don't think maybe I do. I don't know if I follow. I don't know if I might have you and you muted for my personal, so I'm not seeing it redundantly. Yeah. But I don't think I saw that, so that's really funny.
It was and because like the idea is, if you are crew, you've probably seen at least one, which is your own.
Oh yeah, that's really
right.
Funny.
I was like,
I guess technically, well, I've seen 1.25 because I saw some.
I thought that was pretty funny because I was like, Keith, what kind of question is that? And then it was
how many. No, the specific question you're thinking of is how many crew do you talk to on a regular basis in DMs?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which was that one was actually because I was trying to help encourage more crew on crew communication,
crew on crew action.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought
seeing penises that's still crew on crew action. I mean, Bryce and Paul definitely can both mark 2.
It was so funny. Good. I put up the skeleton with the Keith here, by the way. And
I'm gonna have to go into the archive of which is I like that Instagram has like an archive. You can see every story ever posted, so I got to go look and see the results of that.
Yep.
That one slipped past me.
Hong Kong.